And I know YouTube takes forever for some reason. After a couple Google updates, like almost a month ago at this point, but YouTube takes forever to start. And I know I have a 30 second latency, but for some reason it takes way longer than that for me to start. Like when I'm trying to do the sound checks, I just keep refreshing the stream I know is there. And you people are like, we can hear you. And on my end, like I'm just in the same YouTube chat you are all in, and I'm just hitting refresh, and it still says like, you will be live in a bit. And I'm like, I'm live right now. I know I am. So, yeah, if you sweat, you got to do the squat on stream. Shows that thick bunda. I actually have a small bunda. I'm not well endowed in the thickness department. I'm watching a Godzilla X Kong ad, apparently. That movie was trash. It was hilarious to watch with my friends, but it was trash. Funny trash, though. The thickness department. Alright, yeah. My sound check, I just came in talking about my own ass, so that's good. Ratman jump scare. What up, Kevin Springer? How you doing? What do we got tonight? So, even though I already swore once, and I said I wasn't going to do that, no more swearing for the rest of the stream. We got this. Because July 20th, we will be on the big fancy Total War official channel streaming the finals of our Warpstone Cup. Well, semifinals and finals. So we have 3 best of 5s to cast with Battlesy. But I can't do the swears. I can't get on the CA channel and then do the swears. That's an easy way to get in trouble. So we're going to practice that tonight. As for the actual main event tonight, we do have our weekly new player tournament, number 64. Replay? Sorry, someone had a tournament question. This is number 64, which there's only 52 weeks in a year, which means we've been doing our weekly new player tournament for over a year at this point. I'm getting ancient. Why does nobody play this game? I've been doing new player tournaments. I've been trying to grow the community for over a year, and we still have nobody playing this bad game. I thought your last couple new player tournament... I thought your last... Didn't your last one have like 32 people signed up? Shush. I didn't ask for your facts and logic here. 1, 2. What wouldn't be legal about it? Four warp lightning cannons? Is that what he's worried about? Someone was asking me if their opponent's build was legal. Can you not have 4 warp lightning cannons? Come on. Come on. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You can have 4 warp lightning cannons. Don't you try to gaslight me. The player asking was you. I know the player asking was you. I'm reading the same chat you are. But no, 4 warp lightning cannons is legal. In fact, it's more than legal. It's Chad. Okay, we don't pick favorites, but Hayseed and Tap Hat matched up round 1, which means that replay is gonna bang. And it does! Oh, I'm so excited for that. Let's go. I love Hayseed and Tap Hat. They're both Chads. Like, Hayseed seems to... Anyway, sorry. Hayseed seems to, like, take something that is just not meta, but it's not completely troll. He takes something that's just not meta, like Scarbrand or Kolek, and then tries to win as best he can around that. And, like, Tap Hat's just out here living his best life, bringing whatever he feels like bringing, just enjoying his day. That build's... I don't think that build's legal. It doesn't have enough models. Oh, well. Oh, boy. Classic Tap Hat, dude. How do you join them, Ryan? Yeah. Every week I post them. We'll get into the replays in a second. Sorry, I've been distracted by tournament organizing. So my Discord is linked in every single video I post, right? So if you join our Discord, you can go down to give Radogre role. Where is it? There it is. I skipped past it. And it gives you a new player role, this little pink one, if you want it. And if you take that, you can get access to our new player chats and our list of coaches who can help you learn factions and stuff. But also, it means I ping you every week. So in our tournaments, for the new player tournaments, I only ping the Radogre role so I don't annoy everybody else. But yeah, I host a weekly new player tournament. If you click on the link, it takes you to Turin's site, Total Tavern. You just sign up there. It's pretty easy. And Tepat, who is mean. Yeah, so I post one every week in my tournaments chat. There's other people posting regular tournaments too. Like Lucy hosts a bunch of silly, weird tournaments. Like he just hosted a 3 Lords with the now you can take multiple Lords. He hosted something with that. Tequila Sunset does a bunch of tournaments, mostly on Conquest mode these days. RTK's hosting some other new player stuff. So yeah, this tournaments tab will just keep you updated on every event everybody's running. So yeah, that's how you sign up. It's a good time. We have fun here. But I suppose we should not linger longer. We should get into the games. Okay, sorry. I was just reading some stuff, making sure everybody was caught up. Boom! Game 1. Foxhead 22 and Ratty. If you have not watched one of these streams before, boo. I do try and cast at least one of everybody's games, make sure everybody gets on stream at least once. And then from there, I will cast any tiebreakers we have for the top spot. So we will watch everybody at least once. Then we'll watch who wins the whole tournament, celebrate their victory, and then I'll go back through the replays, cast any I find particularly interesting, and then I'll go to bed. It's a pretty chill stream. There's a lot of rat voices. Wait, are there? What? I will cast any tiebreakers we have for the top spot. I think I know the guy above me. Ryan and Justin Allen. Let's go. Alright, I will give you the magnificent game, but we'll go in order. Rambo, it is best of 1 if that matters to you. But anyway, here we go. Alrighty, our first game here. We have Tzeentch versus the forces of Kislev. I believe it's between Foxhead 22 and Ratty. Yes, we discussed that. Okay, cool. Casters of Tzeentch, Centaurs of Tzeentch. Pretty strong units. Front line of Zongors backed up by the Sour Guts, the Severed Claw, Aspiring Champion ROR. 1 Changebringer, some Screamers, and a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tzeentch. With Infernal Gateway and Blue Fire. Human Boy, is this a no cussing stream? It is! If you look at the pinned message up there, it says, do not swear, you stupid, stupid human boy. Alright, Kislevite Warriors for Kislev, front line of Armored Kossars. We do have a Little Grom, Streltsy, Akshina Ambushers, Warbear Rider, and a Druzina. Which, I will say it every single time, you should bring a caster. Yeah. Casters in this game are like queens in chess. They're your most valuable piece, and they can just get so much more value than they're paying for, that it is, I would argue, never a good reason not to bring one, unless you're Khorne and Dwarves and you literally don't have one. But yes, if you have access to magic on your roster, there is not a single situation you shouldn't be taking it. Other than that, this build's pretty cool. I like it. Tzeentch is moving up, getting into position now to start firing at the Streltsy. Streltsy with 70 armor won't take too much damage from the Sour Guts. They're unshielded, but still, 70 armor is quite a lot versus the non-armor-piercing demons. And Centaurs are being run off by Warbear Riders, but there's an awful lot of flyers for Tzeentch. Oh no, they brought Changebringers, didn't they? Ooh, Kislev is so good at destroying the Changebringers because every unit you have is ranged, but Chaos Furies, after their buffs a couple patches ago, they are shredding through Akshina Ambushers. And now Little Grom is also under attack from the Shrieking Sky Rays. Little Grom is doing the Lord's work on those Severed Claw. They're already missing a third of their HP past the barriers. That's brutal. Warbear Riders are currently getting taken for a bit of a ride. Now, oh, this is a really good surround here from Foxhead. Gets the Screamers to land on them, since you can't charge a flying unit right? So the Screamers aren't getting charged by the Bears, but then the Centaurs get a free rear charge, and look at all that damage! Oh no, the Warbear Riders! Such an expensive unit. They're going to go down swinging because of Buyer Blood. They don't give up, but the Kislevites do look to be in bad shape. Little Grom is distracting the Shrieking Skyrays for quite a while. He's not taking that much damage from it, but that really beautiful pickoff in the backfield on the Warbear Riders is a huge play, and then the Furies have just been uncontested on this backfield. The Kislevite frontline is holding and even winning. It's just not going to matter that much. We have some Kossars outside that are firing into the Furies, and Akshina Ambushers will fight back okay. They have decent melee stats, but not amazing, and Furies should get way more than their value. As the Changebringers have moved up now, they're already down to half HP, so they have been taking a bit of damage. It looks like these Streltsy are going to fire back. There's still 77 models there, despite how low that HP bar is. They're actually still mostly functional. Out of their 90 models, they have 77. Yeah, they will destroy the Changebringers super fast. And also the Chaos Lord, Sorcerer Lord of Tzeentch is taking a lot of damage too. So Kislev really has not gone down without a fight here. They're taking a lot of damage everywhere, but so is Tzeentch. Oh, that's going to be brutal, though. Infernal Gateway right on top of 3 units. Taking them all down. Changebringers clinging to life for now, and Centaurs are going to run down some Kossars with spears. Now, these are Kossars with spears. Bit of anti-large, bit of melee defense the Centaurs aren't going to enjoy. While the Kislevites are starting to rally on the far side with some of their bows and arrows and such. Drazina's just trying to stop the Sour Guts from doing very much. But it's looking a little too cursed for Kislev. They got some really good damage out. That Chaos Spawn is not real. To be fair, it will disappear. But Kislev doesn't have a whole lot left. Drazina being full HP while the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tzeentch being almost dead is a lot of artificial balance of power inflation. Because, I mean, the Severed Claw will wreck that fool. I suppose you could kite them with his bow and arrow. Little Grom is still shockingly healthy, considering how long he has been surrounded by Tzeentch units in this game. Spawn will disappear in 15 seconds. The Changebringers did manage to survive their ordeal with, you know, being shot at and stuff. But it's looking like GG. Looks like Foxhead has got this one. Go, Drazina, go. The hardest challenge Game Boy's ever faced. It is actually very hard for me not to swear offhand, because I am a foul-mouthed lad. As much as I want Kislev to win, this build sucks. It's a new player tournament. You're not going to get the most competitive, sweaty, tryhard of builds. Some people are just having fun. Some people are learning the game. But either way, it's rare that in a new player tournament you see a whole bunch of extremely meta stuff fighting each other. At this point, I'm going to fast forward because Kislev is beyond doomed. And just watching them slowly bleed out, I can do that at ×2 speed. Because it's just the Drazina and this Armored Kossar. Everything else is routing. There's army losses. And that is GG. Well done, Ratty. Well done, Foxhead. Foxhead, I don't like taking the Changebringers into Kislev at all, because just so much of their roster counters them, but he did well not to sacrifice them. He just had to play extremely carefully with them and win the game elsewhere. So, while I don't love their inclusion in the build, at least he played right with them when he had them. And that Centaur charge was beautiful. Centaurs plus the Screamers teaming up on the Warbears. It was glorious. For Kislev, their front line did well. Their front line held. Akshina Ambushers struggled because the Furies got to him, and Streltsy did alright. Little Grom also did alright. I'd probably cut the Warbear Riders versus Tzeentch. You don't need their armor piercing as much. Tzeentch's cavalry is either Chaos Knights, which are more tanky than they are dangerous, or, as we saw, Centaurs, which are light armor. And you could get multiple Cossite Dervishes or 2 Winged Lancers pretty much for that cost. And then you could use those to countercharge the Furies, but yeah. Still get a caster. You need a caster. Get a caster. You know what can also lead to a bunch of balance power inflation? A full HP Marathi. Google Marathi inflation for more information. Hey, that's a good Google search. That's a family-friendly Google search right there. We got John Cash, also known as Johnny Cash, versus Yashkov. Yashkov taking the Skaven into Demons of Chaos. This matchup has a lot of opinions on it. Some people think it's unplayable for the Skaven. I think it's fine for the Skaven. I don't think it's strong, but I think it's fine. We'll see. Be'lakor is the best lord to take into this Skaven. With his -6 leadership aura, and then even removes ITP for the few Skaven units that have ITP, he can just route them even easier, and then he gets regeneration and more power based on how much stuff is routing. And then his Shadow Shroud is really good against Flensing Ruin, which is this Skaven's main lord sniping tool. So Be'lakor is very strong in this matchup. But the problem with the Demons of Chaos is the rest of their roster is hyper weak to Skaven. Skaven love when you have low armor and low leadership. You know, demonic instability stuff. For the Demons of Chaos build, we have Chaos Furies, Be'lakor, Changebringers, Nurglings, Pink Horrors, and some Fleshhounds of Khorne. That is largely it, my friends. On the other side, for the Skaven, we have Warp Fire Throwers for that fire damage to reduce healing, but also to provide the burnt leadership debuff and get rid of Chaos Furies even faster, as these Warp Fire Throwers are just murdering the Chaos Furies of Tzeentch. They're gone. We think it's Zap Zap to keep the Lord under pressure. Poisonwind Globes, again, good magic damage, good crowd punishing and stuff. And then a bunch of Skaven Slaves and Wolf Rats. Some of the buffed Gutter Runners, which are excellent against all demonic units. And then Storm Vermin mixed in. Some regular, some halberds, so a very elite Skaven build. Lord Skrulk is also extremely meta in this matchup. Rod of Corruption is great versus demonic units. His magic damage is great versus demonic units. And then he has Contaminated, a leadership debuff. Again, to make them even easier demonic instability crumble. So Skrulk is great here. I like this Skaven build quite a lot. Changebringers, like we said, versus Kislev, it is super dangerous to take them into Skaven, since Skaven have so much range throughout their roster that they can actually peel these guys pretty effectively. It's Clan Rats and Storm Vermin currently getting hit by those guys, but Changebringers have already lost half their HP and do need to pull back. Elsewhere for the Demons of Chaos, they did route some of the Skaven Warp Fire Throwers, and they are going to get back after chasing them, make sure those guys can't fully rally. Wolf Rats also lose the plot. I think they killed something, so whatever it was disappeared in front of them, and then they lost their attack orders. Skrulk's wandering around trying to find a fight, so are the Storm Vermin, as Halberds go to fight Be'lakor, while he gets shot downhill by Iked Zap Zap that keeps resetting his cooldowns. But the Changebringers are already almost dead. Thankfully for them, the Dogs and Shrieking Skyres have peeled off the Gutter Runners that were giving them so much trouble. I wonder if Iked Zap Zap should honestly just aim up at them for 1 or 2 volleys. That would be fine. Is that a Plague Monk summon or a Clan Rat summon? Yeah, it's a Plague Monk summon. Plague Monks onto the Pink Horrors is beautiful. It's great, because they're just going to tear through these guys really quickly for a summon, which is nice. If they get orders, which I don't know if they have orders or if they just spawned on them. Alright, they're getting orders, they're fine. Changebringers move back up, get another good volley onto the globes. And Be'lakor did manage to reach Iked Zap Zap. Skaven are going to have to focus up. Skrulk, do you have Liber? Yeah, you have 2 uses of Liber Vivonicus. One of them needs to go on the Changebringers. We got to get the Changebringers out of here. Because the demons peeled off your Gutter Runners, your Warp Lightning Cannon was shooting at Be'lakor, your globes got shut down by, like, diving Fleshhounds and stuff. You gotta finish off those Changebringers, as Storm Vermin are getting melted right now. Stand your ground from Skrulk keeps him in the fight for a little bit longer. But Be'lakor is looking dangerous, still at half HP, but he's about to start doing that Be'lakor thing against the Skaven, where he just keeps walking around and healing off them. There's the Liber Vivonicus onto the Changebringers, slowly dragging them down. Their leadership is doing just fine, but still will be a good amount of damage. Down to 1,000 HP before they stabilize. And the Skaven are down in the balance of power. I must agree. They're trying to get some Gutter Runners back. They have some globes they can get back. I already don't know what can contest Be'lakor, though. I don't know. I might cut the Storm Vermin regular. I think the Storm Vermin halberds are fine, but cut the regulars, because you're not really worried about the Demons of Chaos infantry too much. Get more Gutter Runners, get some Slingers or something. So you just need more ranged presence. That's really it. If you span range versus Demons of Chaos, you'll be fine. They don't have shielded units or armored units to deflect any of that. Skrulk is back in the middle of it, throwing out his Rod of Corruption to drain down these Fleshhounds and Pink Horrors, doing good work of it. Look at all that damage. Look at it all. Changebringers about used all their ammunition, so at least the Skaven can count that as a win. That now the Changebringers are just kind of a useless melee unit. And globes are back in range. They're going to throw at the clump that is forming around Skrulk. Nope, they're going to throw at these Pink Horrors instead. Still good damage. Still love globes. Be'lakor is here. Dark Master nerfs Skrulk to 24 melee attack. Pretty pathetic compared to Bellacor's 55 melee defense, and he got a charge bonus. Skrulk is getting worked on. I'm kind of wondering where this balance of power is coming from, because I feel like the Skaven are doomed, but something about the balance of power thinks it's like it was even until Skrulk got rolled. The Withering. Oh, yeah, he even took a minus leadership spell. Really pushing the Skaven into the dirt there. Still have some clan rats trying to rejoin the fight, I suppose. Have more Skaven slaves up on the top of the hill, but I mean, once Be'lakor finishes off Skrull, this is over for all intents and purposes. Skaven leadership's already bad. Then you take the Lord is Dead debuff plus Be'lakor's Terror and -6 leadership aura, and then the Withering of -8 leadership. That's just too many leadership things. They're all gonna die. Be'lakor missing Skrull several times in a row. Pretty funny. There we go. Nice big shot. What's your weapon strength? 500. Skrull gets 600 HP. You're gonna have to hit him 2 more times, bud. Tell me more about Skrull throwing out his Rod of Corruption. Can War Riders now defeat things like Bull Centaur Renders and Minotaurs? I would say straight up 1v1 with no one in between them. Probably Minotaurs. Probably lose the Bull Centaur Renders with great weapons. Bull Centaur Renders regulars probably beat those, but that's anti-large diff. For Mr. Cash, he used a Be'lakor well. Changebringer's also got a lot of value out. Screamers did okay. And Mukau's grumbling like the old man he is. For Yashkov, Skaven Slave Spears and Clan Rats did okay. The Halberd did okay. Unfortunately, the Storm Vermin were just vibing. Warp Fire Thrower is still a little disappointing. Gutter Runners and Globes did fine. Dogs, even though they're the magic damage ones, they're also the armor-piercing ones with a lower weapon strength, so I still, like, I don't take dogs here at all, but if you want to take dogs, I would still just take the poison ones, because their higher weapon strength is more important than the magic damage, unfortunately. Warp Lightning Cannon did well. GG. More Skaven. All Skaven all day, because we have Nardu versus Navi. Navi bring him my boy Queek, and then 4 Warp Lightning Cannons versus Dwarves. Oh no. Oh no. Not 4 Warp Lightning Cannons versus Dwarves. Alright, for the Skaven, we have 4 Warp Lightning Cannons, including Ikat Zap Zap. We have the Avalanche Mortars, 3 Poison Wind Globes, and then some Clan Rats, Queek Headtaker, and a Plague Priest on his Furnace, with Plague and Pestilent Birth and Vermintide. Okay. On the other side for the Dwarves, we have some doomed Gyrocopters. Some very doomed Gyrocopters. Miners of Blasted Charges, Dwarf Warriors, a bunch of Quarrelers, Thoric Ironbrow, Double Dowie Bolt Thrower, which should demolish Warp Lightning Cannons in like an artillery duel. And then a couple Slayers here and there. 1 Trollhammer Torpedo as well. And the Bolt Throwers are right now focusing on Poison Wind Globes rather than the Warp Lightning Cannons, as the Warp Lightning Cannons are taking out some Gyrocopters. Already down to half HP, that one. These guys are turning on that one, which also is at half HP. Go, Warp Lightning Cannons, go! Get him! Get him! Avalanche Mortars switching targets beautifully. Nice job. You pretty much just want to fire 1, at most 2 volleys into a target before switching, just to maximize your damage. Avalanche Mortars are incredible on the first volley, and then as you have less health, they do less damage, so it's just really hard to finish anybody off. Go, Avalanche Mortars, go! Oh, the Clan Rats and Dwarf Warriors have met, but Globes are going to kill both sides equally. Because it's fair. If anybody remembers the Batman movie with Harvey Dent, where Heath Ledger played the Joker, I always remember when he's like flipping that coin, he's like, because it's fair! And he like freaks out. That's how I feel about Skaven when they use Poison Wind Globes on their own front line. It's like, because it's fair! Alright, Avalanche Mortars trying to deal with Quarrelers. That spread out formation makes it a little more difficult, but the Skaven are in a bit of trouble now, because now that the melee units actually reach their range, it's about to get real hairy real fast, especially the Slayers. The Slayers are fast enough to run you down no matter what you do, as the Avalanche Mortars keep killing off Quarrelers. The Bolt Throwers have been uncontested this whole time. Is that a Rune of Wrath and Ruin onto clustered up Plague Monks? Okay, it didn't do that much damage. We're fine. We're chilling. Warp Lightning Cannons As Slayers and Bolt Throwers run them down, they are trying to get rid of the Gyrocopters once again. It looks like they will succeed partially, while Queek stands his ground in the middle of all these Dwarf Warriors. This is the best character that he is. Why would you do that, Miners? Oh, they just threw their blast charges at their own Dwarf Warriors. That's not going to end well. As Queek fights through the flames. Look at him. Look at him go, the best boy. Don't cleave, Queek, you fool. Yeah, get him. All right, sorry. I'll stop. Nice Plague is out to kill the Slayers who are sitting on top of the Avalanche Mortars. Looks like the Slayers aren't going to stay there for long. They're running after the Mortars, who are getting away. The balance power is tipping in the Dwarves' favor, and I must agree. Took a lot of damage on the way in, but they're fine now. Still have healthy Bolt Throwers, still have a healthy Iron Drake back there, and enough Slayers and Miners to get the job done up here. Most of the Warp Lightning Cannons are offline, and that is a GG. This is why new player tourneys are amazing. Yeah. Navi gave up pretty quick. Queek didn't get a lot of value. I at least wanted to see him fight Thoric. I think you might be right that it was trying to expect the Thunderbarge, but man, Warp Lightning Cannons, they're really good versus large targets. They are so bad versus anything else. And it showed here, as this forward Lightning Cannons just kind of ineffectually tried to kill Gyrocopters for most of the game. Bolt Throwers getting a lot of value. When will Warp Lightning Cannons get 8 models? That's my question. Not that they need it, but I mean, if Dwarven Bolt Throwers do, then why doesn't everybody else? Okay. Should have brought 4 Plague Claws. Now that would have won the game. All right, we have Hayseed versus Top Hot, and Top Hot's extremely illegal but very funny build. In the rules, you have to have 400 models, which just means like bring some infantry. It just like the thought of it is anybody with a model count of like 20 probably has a super annoying build to deal with. This was not what they had in mind. Top Hot not bringing a caster, because I don't know if he like ever does unless he's playing Vampire Coast. So we have a Saurus Old Blood on his T-Rex, with the Amulet of Itzel, Horn of Kygor, and Stand Your Ground. Shredder of Lustria, Dreadsaurian Arwar, a Rev Crystal Bestowed on for a bit of healing, triple Salamander Hunting Packs with nothing to defend them, and then a bunch of Pterodon Riders, which Scarbrand immediately rampages into the ground. Speaking of Scarbrand, Khorne has Minotaurs, Chosen of Khorne, Chaos Warriors of Khorne with Halberds, and then some Fleshhounds in the back. Already, Scarbrand has taken out a Pterodon Rider, and the Shredder of Lustria tries to come in and defend them while the Salamanders are messing up Minotaurs. Fleshhounds in the back need to hurry up and get over here to save the Minotaurs, who are just getting worked on by these Salamanders. Already a Pterodon is shattered, a different one is routing, and the Minos decide, screw this, we're gonna push through. And the dogs come up the rear. Say goodbye to your Salamanders, as the spooky, scary Hounds of Khorne have gotten their claws into them. But maybe the damage is already done, as the Saurus Old Blood pops all of his buffs to help him fight Scarbrand alongside the Shredder of Lustria. Maybe the boys can just carry it out. The Salamander's just shooting their last dying breaths into Scarbrand as he gets into a fight with a T-Rex. Get him! Get him, Saurus Old Blood. I love how the Saurus Old Blood completed his attack animation of biting several times, but the Saurus took the damage. And again, they did like that hop animation, which was really cool, but the Saurus took the damage. He's getting bodied, and the animations make it look like he's doing okay. He's not doing okay. He's getting worked on. 600 damage value for him, as Scarbrand has 1,300. Yeah, that's about right. Shredder of Lustria is stuck fighting Khorne Halberds, which is the worst possible thing for it to be fighting. Those Khorne Halberds are murdering it from all sides. Scarbrand is going to rear charge the Saurus Old Blood, and I think that is a GG. The Shredder, even with collision attacks, can't just wander through the best Halberds in the game. The Halberds of Khorne. And that is army losses. Moon Dune, I like that. Give 8 models to The High Elf or the Dark Elf bolt thrower, but not the other one. For that very quick game, Minotaurs, of course they got amazing value because they had great weapons versus a bunch of giant monsters. And then the Halberds also did well. Scarbrand did well. Nardu is now a Poisonman Globadier. Why? Hi, Nardu. Why? Thanks for supporting the channel. Why? Shredder did okay, despite how brief its existence was. Everything else rode the struggle bus. I love how many buffs they've tried to throw at Carnosaurs over the years, and still Carnosaurs are terrible. How do you make a T-Rex terrible? And CA's like, watch me. I refuse to let T-Rexes be good. CA 2021. I'm saving up some I'm saving some replays here, so give me one moment. I'm trying to provide you all with the dankest content. Coast versus Demons of Chaos, Nardu and Yashkov. Yashkov, after losing to the Demons of Chaos round 1 with his Skaven, coming back with a vengeance on the Demons of Chaos versus Nardu's Undead Skaven. That's an illegal Lizardmen build? Yes, it is, Pigman. Are Khorne Halberds the best Halberds? Yes, they are. Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch are also good, but Chaos Warriors of Khorne are better. Should have gotten an N64 texture pack? Why? What happened? Why? Okay. I was just catching up with chat briefly. For the Vampire Coast. No bloated corpses today, lads. No bloated corpses. Just animated hulks, Lamprey's Revenge, and other rotting Prometheus gunnery mobs. A bunch of hand cannons and handguns. A lot of firepower. One bomber, front line of pole arms, Count Noctilus, with his summon and Invocation of the Heck. On the other side, for the Demons of Chaos, we have one Screamer of Tzeentch up in the sky, two Furies of Khorne behind enemy lines, two Fleshhounds, an Exalted Keeper of Secrets of Slaanesh with her AoE Rampage, and then Lash and Pavane for other rampages. Bloodletters of Khorne, Pink Horrors of Tzeentch, Chromatic Abominations, and Plague Bears. So it is truly a Demons of Chaos build where everybody is represented. I think there's somewhat of everything. Slaanesh brought the Lord, and then everyone else is in the infantry department. Zombie Pirate, hand cannons, getting Rampage towards the Keeper of Secrets so that they don't shoot at her while also taking a bit of damage. Unfortunately, she didn't quite pounce on them in that time, and now they're actually in range to just shoot her. Animated Hulk's getting in the way, and she could take a lot of damage, but fortunately, they still seem to have, like, melee attack orders from Rampaging. I don't know how that worked, but they did just walk slowly into their doom, which was quite nice for the Demons player. Elsewhere, Plague Bearers match up against the Halberds. Halberds poking into their fleshy bodies. Probably not going to get too much done against those guys. Ooh, the Chromatic Abomination's getting worked on by Noctilus's little bomber friends. Keeper of Secrets is in the back line along with some Furies, though, and that is going to be a bit of a problem. Two handgunners already deleted by the buffed-up Furies of Khorne. And the Furies of Khorne are one of the better Furies with their extremely high weapon strength. They just do so much damage on impact that they're nutty. So two handgun mobs are dead. We'll see if the Chaos Furies of Khorne can do anything else, though. It looks like they are both going to fade away for killing off that handgun, so about an even trade is... What is happening to these Bloodletters? Oh, wow, they took so much damage. Oh, the bombers are hitting them from behind. I couldn't see the animation of the bombs even going off, so I just saw their HP dropping for no reason. That is brutal. So Demons of Chaos have gotten some good engagements, but overall they are down on the balance of power by a bit, and I would agree. These Pink Horrors are kiting away awfully far from the Zombie Pirate Deckhands mobs, but the problem with this is, like, your Nurglings and your Pink Horrors are getting drawn so far away from the battle by just a 400 gold unit, so they gotta figure that out and do something. Meanwhile, the Exalted Keeper Secret's taking a lot of damage. Looks like handguns are trying to reform lines and continue shooting at her. Do you have your heal? Yeah, you have your heal if stuff nearby you is low on leadership, so with Undead, that's not uncommon at all. But yeah, the Demons of Chaos just fading away. Not enough mobility for him, I think. A lot of infantry, but the coast is just kiting them out. Plague Bearers are too slow. I think Plague Bearers are the worst demonic infantry. They're so slow, and if you do get them into a melee fight and they're not even, like, that good at it, they're just kind of okay. I think after the Bloodletter and Demonette's buffs, both of them are better. Man, this lady's having a tough go of things. She can't get past the Lamper's Revenge. She's just getting shot in the back while she runs around, yeah, and then gets lit up by the handguns, and she goes down. That's probably GG. Yashkov trying to bring this Slaanesh Lord, deeply regretting it. Never go full Slaanesh. Tough value overall for the demons. Didn't get a lot out of it. For Nardu, his front line mostly got wrecked, but then his range units more than made up for it. Hand cannon's getting a lot of value. Crabs, oof. Crabs did very well. Will, what lied to you? Why would you lie? Will, don't lie. Will! Oh, trans goose. See, that's why you're smart and I'm not. Tapat, Tapat, you lied to me. This replay's called Empire versus Pirate. That is not the Empire. Which I'm fine with. But that's not the Empire. Tapat versus Fabrosi. I haven't been casting one game per person, but so far I've been keeping pretty much up with the games as they come in, so I haven't had to make choices. It's a Bretonnian box. Okay, it's hardly a box. Their backline is entirely open. It's just Treb crews back here. I kind of love this formation. This looks cool. So we have double Grail Reliques to buff up the Battle Pilgrims and Spearmen. Ooh, a Battle Pilgrim front line with 99 leadership thanks to the Grail Relique. Oh, that is going to be hard to break through. A bunch of Peasant Bone with Pox Arrows, a Heavens Caster with Just Comet, and then a Lord, a basic Lord. This is the best Bretonnian build. This is the best Bretonnian build. Yes! That's great. All right, on the other side, before we lose them, there are two handgunner mobs that are almost dead. We have two deck gunners as well. Ooh, those will be super dangerous for the Trebs. We have some Mourngulls, a giant crab, depth guard, and that is about it. Pretty straightforward Vampire Coast build. Does have Kraken's Pull and Tidecall. And the archers are already trying to light up Celostra, but it is largely on the deck gunners to get in range of the Trebs and shut them down. And the Trebs look like they're trying to make those guys pay for it. We'll see. I honestly have no idea how much damage they're going to do, the deck gunners. Some. Okay. The coast build is wild too. I just don't know what it's going to do about this. It's got nothing going for it. If the Mourngulls could get around to the backside, they could just walk into the Trebs, but maybe peasants will try and peel for that? I don't know. Kraken's Pull is coming out, but all the archers are focus firing Celostra, the depth guard. The depth guard are going to die before they even hit the front line. As they lose attack orders for a bit, now they start moving again, which they do need to do. They need to get into melee so they can start regenerating a little bit from their hunger. But the Mourngulls are creeping back here, and the Bretonnians have no backline protection. The peasants are trying to get between the Night Terrors and the other Mourngulls and their Trebs, but we'll see how long that lasts. Meanwhile, the Trebs, the Trebs went out versus the deck gunners. They killed them. And these handgunners are now in range, but in range of what? There's nothing to shoot at, because it's just all infantry. There's nothing for the handgunners to do. Oh my god. Alright, Mourngulls are back here at last to get some much-needed vengeance. A wave goes through the trebuchets as the Night Haunters, the Night Terrors come in on the other side. But the peasants are massacring them! Oh my word! Mourngulls, you suck so bad! You're dying to peasants! You're dying to peasants! This is what you get for 30 armor, you stupid... Oh, I can't swear. Why? I hate Mourngulls, they're so bad. There's like meme units, and then there's just trash. And Mourngulls are just trash. Solostra's doing her best as disruption. With the big crab buffs, I mean, collision attacks are nice and all, but the big crabs are still pretty bad as far as mounts go. Of how the regular Mongols are somehow doing way better than the Night Terrors. Just because reasons. Bretonnian Lord is going to charge down Solostra. Get into a big old fight with a giant crab lady. As he's fighting next to the body of a Grail Knight that's being hoisted up by pilgrims, that's just kind of, that's macabre. I don't like that. It makes me feel yucky inside. Morgul's still trying to shut down the Trebs. The Trebs are like, go ahead, shut me down. I've done my job. I've done my job. I killed everything you held dear. As the Grail League's getting messed up by the Lamper's Revenge. Take that, little Grail Knight. What is happening there? What is going on? That was crazy looking. She was trying to use her Ghost of the Past, but then cancel it with a Tide Call, so then the Tide Call just took the ball of the Ghost of the Past with it. Alright, Solostra, still going for some disruption. She is going to summon her spooky, scary, ethereal, terror-causing knights. I don't know what they'll do about this situation, though, because they're mostly good against other large targets. They don't have anti-large, but it's just like low-mass ghost knights generally need to surround something. When they plow through infantry, they don't actually do that much damage. Comet of Casadora. It's gonna hit Solostra in the face! Oh, it's gonna hit her! Ah! It hit the Lamper's Revenge and did a little bit of damage, but I thought it was gonna hit Solostra. Anyway, the Ghost Knights are doing a lot of damage to the field traps, and actually the balance of power is creeping back towards the coast a little bit. It's still in Bretonnia's favor, but it's coming back. And the Battle Pilgrim front line has taken a lot of damage. Oh, they could do it. The Knight Summon, how long do you have left? You still have 40 seconds left on the Knights. I wonder if they should go after the Lord or if they should keep doing what they're doing and messing things up. I actually don't know the right answer because this is such a wild situation. It's not like I can rely on experience. And the Lamper's Revenge are messing up the damsel. The coasts are going to start taking the lead as Slosh is going nuts through the back line. Actually, it's the front line now. Night Terrors are gone. Damn Knights Errant will fade away. And that one's not a swear. That's literally their name. So take that, CA. I'm just reading your names and you're making me swear. The Lamper's Revenge will not be able to chase the Damsel of Heaven. She's way too fast. She gets away. These Mongols are trying to heal up with the Hunger while chasing down Peasant Bowmen, which is a pretty good use of their time. And a nice Tide Call through two different Peasant units does a lot of damage. But there go the damn Knights Errant, leaving Solostra a little understaffed on the field. Can the Lamper's Revenge and Solostra carry this whole thing as Mongols lose attack orders in the woods, do need to get new ones because they have healing through the Hunger, so they have to be in melee to get their healing. I don't know what can stop Solostra, though, you guys. Why was the Grail League trying to 1v1 the crabs? Because it'd win. Another comment from the returning damsel takes out the zombie pirate deckhands mob. And one of the Trebs is back online, finishing off the Mongols as it fires at them to get their leadership down so they start crumbling again. I'm sorry, Amenephis. I'm sorry. Who would win? A giant half-dead demon monstrosities that are invisible until they're already upon you, or some North English dudes with pointy sticks? Apparently North English dudes with pointy sticks, but I'm getting distracted from the game. I need to stop reading chat as Solostra is trying to push her way through these spears, get away from the Lord, and get back to Lamper's Revenge. Well, these Mongols at 2 models are belly flopping their way to their grave. But man, they tried. They gave it their all. Coast is ahead on the balance of power, and the Lord is still trying to carry this game with no armor-piercing weapon strength. He's just out here fighting while the Lamper's Revenge do all the real work over in the corner. And the Lord is like, no, you come back here. You fight me. They have 1600 value, and legit nothing can kill them here. There's nothing in this Bretonnian build that can stop the Lamper's Revenge. They're gonna win. When is the answer not yes for Lamper's Revenge? I've seen some games where they get messed up. But you need armor-piercing ranged or, like, strong halberds. Solostra taking some damage from the enemy Lord, but he starts to take damage in return. Takes a crab pop to the face. And now he actually has no peasant support. It's him and the Grail Relic in here. So the crabs actually outnumber the people as another comet is trying to hit Celostra. Does it actually hit her model? I want to see. I want to see. There goes another tide call from her. Yeah! 1,000 damage onto Celostra! The comet hit! The comet hit! And with the archers pouring damage in, they're just trying to get her to start crumbling. Because she has no healing. The comet hit her in the face, and the damsel charges in! The damsel is trying to 1v1 Celostra by hitting her in the face with an asteroid, and then taking the fight straight to her. Oh, damsel takes a nasty hit, but Celostra's getting pelted by peasants, and the damsel is getting some hits in every so often. Another attack from Celostra misses. Can the damsel hold on? Another attack from Celostra misses. This damsel ain't going nowhere. Takes one final shot from the Crab Queen before she fades away. The Lamps of Revenge are alone. Their leadership will be a little bit lower, but they're a regiment of renown on an expensive unit, so they're chilling. Oh, they're getting close to starting to crumble. There's their healing cap. The Lord got a rear charge. All the peasants are fighting as the Grail Relic runs away, leaving the peasants without their, the thingy. Icon of Devotion is slowly departing. Can the Lampreys carry it? They still legitimately, definitely could. This is not over by any means. 2 volleys on that Peasant Bowman, 8 on this one, but they're so low. If the Grail Relic comes nearby, oh, yeah, okay. It shatters them because nearby allies were routing, so dang, that really sucks for Bretonnia as these peasants are pouring out the last of their ammunition, poisoning the Lamps of Revenge, lowering their damage as the Lord holds with stand your ground, but all of his peasants abandon him. It is your duty to defend your Lord, and you abandon him at his time of greatest need, while the enemy have shotguns. They have shotguns. He's just a man on a horse. Also, this Lord has been chasing Celostra literally all game and has only gotten 500 value. Rest in peace, Bretonnian Lord. But the Bretonnians are rallying on the far side. The Grail Relic is back, providing its buffs for all of these battle pilgrims, for the spearmen at arms, for the damsel with the comet that we all know freaking killed Celostra. Lamps of Revenge running away, getting some of their healing back, but the Lord will not allow it. He's getting a rear charge onto them, but his non-armor-piercing strikes are going to struggle to get through the Lamps of Revenge as they chase down these archers who have no ammo. You don't need to do that, just kill the Lord. He's right there, just kill him. They seem to realize that, yeah, if they kill him, this game is over, and they start to crawl in to surround the Lord. Can he defend himself? Can he do anything? His shotgun shots rip through his face. He has no peasants. He has no damsel. He has nothing. Is there another comet in the tank? There's another comet in the tank! Don't dodge, don't dodge, don't dodge, don't dodge. Just stay there. Just let it hit. Just let it hit. No, they're dodging, you stupid crabs. How dare you? And it even goes to the left instead of the right, so it doesn't even hit the crabs, but they tried to. The damsel shatters all of a sudden. Don't blame her, honestly. It's the battle pilgrims and the peasants. Gonna take some damage on the way in. Still 3,000 HP on the Lamps of Revenge, so heal cap is awfully close, and this Lord is just out here sweating in the fields, doing his best. 700 value on him, but non-armor piercing strikes is such a bad time for this Lord. How does the Grail not have ITP? It has ITP. It doesn't have Unbreakable, but it doesn't have ITP. The Grail's in the fight. He should have Stand Your Ground, actually. Does he pop it fast enough to save these battle pilgrims? They're getting a lot of damage on the Lamps of Revenge. He needs to pop Stand Your Ground right now. I know you have it off cooldown. I know you have it off cooldown. Pop it, pop it, pop it, or you're gonna lose the Grail Relic. Pop it. Use Stand Your Ground. Use it. Yeah, there it is. Stand Your Ground. Right when he needs them to stand their ground, they do. These peasants are gonna hold to the end of time as the battle pilgrims get into the fight. 2,600 HP left for the Lamps of Revenge, but they are getting lower and lower. The Lord has stabilized his health at like 1,500 for the last, I don't know, like 6 or 7 minutes. But without spears, without armor piercing, as soon as Stand Your Ground wears off, so does the Bretonnian resolve. Grail Leak's down to 1 leadership, 0 for these guys. They shatter. Grail Leak retreats. 29 HP on it, but it leaves the Lord all by himself, and he's like, I've been pretty much alone for most of this game. I don't think anything's changed here. His Lamps of Revenge just lumber around. 7 models out of 12, nearly heal capped, and they're just fighting a Lord. Just a normal Lord. 1v7. Lord's back in. Takes a couple shotgun shots straight to the dome. Actually kills another crab model. They're down to 5 models. He's going out to refresh his charge bonus. Technically illegal, but in new player tournaments, we are much more chill about the rules. But just if whoever the coast is, I forget. It's been a long game. I forget who's playing the coast right now. Whoever the coast player is, you did have to stay in combat there. I'm sorry, Bretonnian player. But it's okay. We'll forgive you. 4 models left on Lampester's Revenge, but the Bretonnian Lord is losing too much leadership. Now he's running away. He's going to lose his charging bonus of leadership, and he's getting shot in the back. No! -1 leadership! No! No! He gets the charging bonus. He's back in. Does he have standard ground? He really needs it for the leadership. He's almost got Lampester's Revenge to crumble for a bit. They're down to 4 models. He's at 0 leadership, though. He needs standard ground. He takes too much damage. He's going to rout. He's going to rout any second now. There it is! Standard ground, and he does stand. He doesn't retreat from nothing. And he starts to get them to crumble. They're down to 3 models. They don't even outnumber him by that much anymore. But even with standard ground, his leadership falls too low, and he's gonna rout. Oh no. He was doing it. He was kind of doing it. That was wild. That was awesome. We love Top Pot. What did I tell you? No, look me in the eyes. What did I tell you at the start of this tournament when there was Top Pot versus Hayseed? What did I say? Did I not tell you this man is an entertainer at heart? He is. You gotta believe in him. And you might be like, well, who's Carnosaur versus Scarbrand didn't work out, so he took an L. And he brought it back. With the Bretonnian box kind of build, where his Trebs were the back of the box. That game needs to be put up on the channel. Yeah, I can re-record it. Like, just snip out this part and do that, because I can never recast that with the same amount of energy, right? So just take the thing. Morgul's actually got okay value in the end. Lampester's Revenge with 3,064, and I definitely see that. Solostra with 3,500. But it was beautiful. The Bretonnian basic Lord did okay. The Comet Caster got 1,400 value. And that Comet that hit Solostra in the head and did like 1.1k HP was just awesome. that was just great. Oh, that was so good, dude. Beautiful. All right, I gotta write myself a note to remember to clip that part out. Glorious. Ratty. Saving up some more replays. Don't you worry, everybody. Just getting you more funny ha-has. You hear Grace moving around? Grace? She might have her headphones in if she's gonna go walk the dog. Okay. I was just gonna ask if she's gonna walk the dog, so that was it. Alright, we have more replays. Let's look for someone we haven't cast yet, just in case. We haven't cast any Jeopardy. That's the same game from the other side, so I have no idea who wins. I'll just delete one of them. It's fine. Foxhead and Navi. We cast Navi once. Ratty and Pratu. We haven't cast any Pratu yet. Haven't cast any Matokne. Okay, we're getting some more people we haven't cast. So let's look for some, make sure we haven't cast. So this one's fine, because we have Jeopardy that we haven't seen yet. What up, Fugo? Cash, best new player I've seen in a long time. Cash, you're in. Cash, you're in here. You are in the new players. Unless you're a different Cash, which is a coincidence. And Scotch, I don't know who that is, but it hurts. That comparison hurts. Alright. Let's do this. So we have Jeopardy versus Johnny Cash. Jade Lancers, Onyx Chromin here for Grand Cathay. Double Crane Gunners. And then a loose box of Jade Warriors and Jade Warrior Halberds. We have an Alchemist with Final Translation Searing Doom. And then a Celestial General on his Great Lion Mount with the Fearsome Roar, Leadership and ITP debuff. And then he has plus Leadership Aura. Oh. I didn't even know he had this. Plus Weapon Strength and Melee Attack if he's wounded enough. Interesting. Okay. On the other side for the Warriors of Chaos, we have some Hellstriders of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges. 3 of them, actually. 2 Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, then Marauders and Chaos Warriors with great weapons. Chaos Trolls, a Sorcerer of Slaanesh with Rampage, and then Kolek Suneater. Hey, you're not Hayseed. You're not allowed to take Kolek. That's a Hayseed specific, Mr. Cash. So Johnny Cash trying out Kolek after the buffs. Now, there is a bit of shenanigans going on here. Pavane of Slaanesh is going to rampage the Crane Gunners, so they can't keep shooting at the Chaos Warriors on the advance. But what's going well for Cathay is Jade Lancers are smoking the Hellstriders of Slaanesh. And even this rear charge, actually, is probably still not going to help because there's just no armor piercing here, and the Jade Lancers are heavily armored. Kolek already used some lightning. Oh boy, I didn't see that happening at all. Kolek is slamming the Celestial General. Already took him down to under half HP with all of his buffs. Tempest Rage and stuff. He's over 1k weapon strength. He's just going to go into the front line with all those buffs and start harassing down the Crane Gunners. Trolls are also trying to push through the front line to make sure that these guys can't fire. Meanwhile, up here, these Crane Gunners took a bit of damage, but the Jade Lancers and Onyx Chromin easily peeled off the Hellstars, the Hell Scourges, which does not surprise me at all. Chaos Warriors starting to join the fight now as Chaos Trolls are already in here doing good work against Jade Warriors. Again, as long as they stay away from Halberds, the Chaos Trolls should beat Jade Warriors pretty well, even without support. Kolek may be going a bit too boldly into this. He is trying to fight these Crane Gunners, but he's walking towards Halberds, and then there is a bunch of Chromin and Celestial General going to surround him. Without his buffs, I don't think he's going to, like, demolish the Celestial Dragon like he did. Celestial General, sorry. But it looks like Cash actually knows that. Immediately just backing off. Like, okay, I got my damage in. I spooked the Crane Gunners. I'm just going to leave. Takes an Overcast Final Transmutation, but that's not really avoidable. That's just going to happen. Alright, Alchemist now getting sniped out by Kolek, and the Sorcerer of Slaanesh is going to join in just as the Final Transmutation fades, so they don't take too much overlapping damage. The balance power is slightly in Chaos's favor as they are busting through the front line. And Jade Warrior Halberds, not going to have a good time versus Chaos Warriors, and with Trolls actually piling on top of them too, it's going to get a little scary. Crane Gunner's still trying to find a place to settle, but they can't as Kolek leads Trolls over to them once again, immediately terror routing them off. So for Grand Cathay, their aerial mobility still has a lot of life left in it. They still do have a decent amount of frontline, because, I mean, they just took so much frontline that they still have plenty. And their Celestial General, healthy enough, right? 1/3 HP ain't bad. Kolek's also, like, no spring chicken either. So if Celestial Dragon, I keep doing that. Celestial General just avoids jumping into Kolek when his cooldowns are up, he'll be fine. Oh no, he's about to get rampaged for sure. Oh, Kolek is here. He throws out a Fearsome Roar to just try and, like, keep himself together, but he takes a Doom Bolt in the back of the head, and there it is, the Pavane of Slaanesh that is going to seal his fate as he rampages. He can't run away from Kolek. Does Kolek have the Lightning Strike? Does it hit his hammer, bringing his weapon strength up to God Killer mode? So far not, as he just T-poses around, stands there like an idiot. Now he starts to get the Tempest Rage. Now he's getting his buffs, but it is so late because Kolek's just been T-posing here. Swing, brother! Swing! Do something! Do something, Kolek! He's just standing there, getting shoved, hit by Halberds in the back. Oh, he finally swings. He does so much damage. If you had done that like an hour ago, you would have killed him, dude. That's not the player's fault. It's not the player's fault at all. Kolek was just T-posing for no reason. Anyway, I got distracted by the Lord Duel. I'm getting very scared for the Warriors of Chaos, honestly. This big old pile of Halberds and Jade Warriors is starting to just beat down their Chaos Warriors. And they don't have a lot of good infantry clearing spells or anything. I'm looking around to see if there's any infantry missing for the Warriors of Chaos in the distance, but I don't see any. It is just Kolek and Trolls. And without infantry support, Halberds are going to go to work on these Trolls. Without Chaos Warriors or Marauders between their feet, they'll take a lot more damage. Cash in the chat saying he was yelling at him. Yeah. What up, Yukisa? How you doing? I'm very, very concerned about these Jade Warrior Halberds. For Chaos, I am concerned. But another bolt from the Wand of Crydon. No, Rod of Torment. Anyway, Rod of Torment's going to smoke the Celestial General quick. Bop! 400 damage. His leadership does rally. He is fine. And Onyx Croman going to get charged by Kolek. Bounce power is slightly in Chaos's favor. I disagree. I would much rather be Cathay right now. He's just standing there. Menacingly! Patrick Starr, 1826. Alright, can Kolek and the Trolls do it? As these Trolls finish off some regular Jade Warriors on the high ground, they're already super injured and they have no Harmony nearby, so their leadership is faltering. Onyx Croman could fly over and provide that Harmony. I forgot that Onyx Croman now provide Yin Harmony or whatever. Are they Yin or Yang? They are Yang. Got it. No. They're Yin. Got it. Okay, fine. Kolek's using a Lightning Strike on this healthy-ish Halberd. Really good use of that spell. Love that a lot. Perfect target priority. And that actually was the Halberd I was worried about. Looks like with his charge plus that Lightning Strike, he did enough damage to it to actually start scaring it off. Celestial General, though, charges in on the Marauder Horsemen. Throwing X's gets them to shatter off. Ooh, that's not good. This guy has a leadership debuff. Those are Trolls. Trolls hate losing their leadership. That's bad. This lady hasn't cast a lot of Final Transmutations. That's Kolek. He's weak to Final Transmutations. That's bad. Okay, I'm very worried for Chaos again. For a second, I thought maybe the Warriors of Chaos were going to be fine. Now I'm not so sure. Kolek and the boys rejoining, but that Alchemist is just rubbing her little hands together as these two are right next to each other, waiting for a Final Transmutation to hit them on the head. And she's like, yes, run into your Trolls, allow me to Final Transmutation all of them. While Cathay is over here, these Trolls are isolated, and if the General dives in and does his fearsome roar, they're definitely going to rout. But there's a third and final Rod of Torment that hits the Celestial General and might take him off the battlefield. No! What? No! Why would that happen? No! You just cast Final Transmutation in the middle of nowhere! No! Alchemist! A disaster for Cathay as they whiff their spell, accidentally casting on the ground in the middle of nowhere. While that Troll does rout, even without the Celestial General's help, he still did get routed by that Rod of Torment, barely manages to rally next to the edge of the map, but what a disaster for them. Kolek has all of his buffs back up, again, buffing up that weapon strength to try and take out some of these Jade Warriors. He just needs to slap them enough to get them to terror out like that one is, as the Chaos Trolls charge back in after regenerating a little bit. All these guys are so low, they're probably going to terror out away from Kolek. Camera angle, bro. The game was laggy and I clicked over his head. Ah, I gotcha. I'm sorry to hear that. Onyx Croman still fighting it out. These Chaos Trolls are not doing good, and the Celestial General, I respect it. He's just trying to stay away so he doesn't die, so his leadership stays up. But it's like one of those catch-22 moments where you're like, man, if you could charge in and do your fearsome roar, you could get rid of these Trolls. But if you do that, also you could just get rampaged instantly, or Kolek could find you and kill you, so kind of sucks. And yeah, it was the players are telling me it was laggy, so then there's a bit of a misclick where, like, I don't know if you've ever played a laggy game in Total War, but it can be really annoying because, like, sometimes spells just cast in the wrong spot because they suck. So, yeah, that spell definitely would have won in the game, for sure, considering how close it is and how, like, prime that targeting was for Final Transmutation. So I do think if that had hit, Cathay would have won by now, but we'll see. It's still not over. It is looking really scary, but if the Trolls rout, like they just did, if the Alchemist still has another Final Transmutation, which actually isn't out of the question, I think I've only seen her cast 2, to be honest. She's now taking the fight to Kolek, though, and Kolek would love to have that battle. Onyx Croman getting killed off, and yeah, there's another Final Transmutation. Cathay is still definitely in this game if that's overcast. It's undercast, a little riskier, and Kolek is currently beating her up, so that's the last Final Transmutation she's going to get. Celestial General is coming in. He has his Fearsome Roar. The Alchemist is holding against Kolek for now, and the Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh is so damaged, but he's coming in for the rear charge. There's the Fearsome Roar. Does it rout off the Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh? No, the charge keeps him in it just long enough. He terror routs as soon as he impacts, but it was enough to kill off the Celestial General. Everybody's dead, and Kolek stands triumphant on the battlefield. Very fun game from these two. Unfortunate on the laggy Final Transmutation, but in a tournament that is more about just having some fun with some other newer players and not playing against maybe the sweatiest tryhards in the community, hopefully they still had a good time because it was a good game to cast. All the Onyx Chroma did fantastically for Jepardu. His Cav also did very well. So all of his mobility really coming out in spades. Celestial General didn't get a lot of value, unfortunately, but the Alchemist sure did. For Mr. Cash, Kolek got 3,300. His caster also got 1,300, which is pretty good for a caster. Hellstriders let him down by quite a lot. Chaos Trolls did well. Marauder Horsemen just spent their time running away from Onyx Crowman. Jeopardy? Yeah, no way you could wait. Like, the game was over a couple seconds later, so yeah, no way you could wait, dude. It's fine. It's fine, brother. I have 4 messages. Why? Simplified. Thank you, Simplified. Alright, let's save up some games, everybody. No yelling. No yelling. How's the tournament doing? Most people are done with round 3, so we are on the final round of the Swiss part, so soon I'll have to pay attention and get some points going. Someone is TBD versus Johnny Cash, which I don't know if that's a website bug or if someone dropped from the tournament, which... if they did drop from the tournament, that makes it really annoying for me. It just messes with the score-keeping system. Alright, we're looking for people who haven't cast yet. I believe I've cast both these two. I remember Navi. I have not cast Pratu. I have not cast Matokane. Okay, so far I'm choosing between these two games. Ratty and Pratu. Sure. Let's do it. Let's do it. Manifest, you're not allowed to go to bed. We have Ratty back for vengeance on Dwarves now, contrary to his name. On the other side, Pratu. High Elves. I think every time he plays High Elves. I don't know if every single game, but every new player tournament I remember Pratu at least gets one game in on High Elves. For the Dwarfs, we have Giant Slayers, Slayers, and a Demon Slayer in the front line. The Demon Slayer has a lot of his items. Usually you just see this guy taken butt naked, so he's going to be a fearsome combatant. Smash Blasting Chargers, Dwarf Warriors, Thunderers, 1 Iron Drake, a Cannon, and then more Rangers with Althar's Rangers in the back. On the side of the Elgi, double Lore Master of Hoeth, both of them taking their leadership and evasion. One of them has Foe Seeker. And then Alariel Radiant on foot, taking a third of her HP from a cannonball. She has plenty of healing and Faw's protection, though, so she should be fine. Spearman frontline is getting deleted by blasting charges, and then we have Archers, the Fireborn, and some Rangers with 1 more Lion of Krace, and other Dragon Princes on the flanks. Dwarves off to a very early lead as their blasting charges have deleted 2 Spearman units. Now the Lore Masters of Hoeth and their Lions about to get their revenge on the minor front line. More blasting charges, more damage, but that one is severe friendly fire in from the Dwarves. That was not worth it at all as their Slayers take so much damage. Slayers are way better than the High Elf Spearmen. Alariel, even after some healing, is still taking a lot of damage from those cannons, and it looks like Dragon Princes have noticed that as they dive into the backline. They're marked by Althar, though, lowering their armor and missile resistance. As the Dragon Princes, like, normally getting into a backline, you feel like they just have a field day, but there's so much range that's kind of like the Vampire Coast, where they're just going to turn and shoot at you, and you can't be everywhere at once. So this Dragon Prince is getting murdered, while the Fireborn get in a nice rear charge. Looks like they're going to rout these Dwarf Warriors and the Miners. Obviously, the Slayers can't rout, and right now they can't even die, as they have Glorious Death active from their Demon Slayer Lord. Still overall going to be a good charge from the Fireborn, but they get rear charged by Giant Slayers. That is going to be a disaster. They're taking so much damage they need to get out of there right now. Oh, it's not happening. Does Alarielle nearby where she can put down her Heart of Averlorn? Star of Averlorn? Doesn't matter as the cannon's messing her up real bad. Earthblood's trying to keep her in the fight, but the Fireborn are getting trashed. She's getting murdered by the world's most accurate cannon. I swear, dude, I swear, artillery buffs are so good. The Vampire Coast cannons are underappreciated. Empire cannons are underappreciated because steam tanks and stuff are taking all the spotlight. Dwarven cannons, after their targeting buffs, just amazing. And now Bolt Thrower is getting some buffs. I love artillery, though, so I'm going to be biased in favor of it, but I do think it's nice, because I hate getting kited, and artillery counters kite. So, get your artillery, kids. Alarielle's sitting in her own little Star of Avalorn to try and stay alive as archers move up, but things are looking real bad for the High Elves. I mean, both Dragon Princes got worked. Warlines of Krace not feeling so good. Spearman Frontline's already gone. It's just these two Lore Masters of Hoeth trying to duel with the Demon Slayer. I think they might beat him in a vacuum, but the rest of the battlefield is going so well for the Dwarves that we don't live in a vacuum. Warlines with the last of their strength trying to kill off this cannon that has caused so many issues for them. Poor Larry. Doesn't look like they're going to succeed, though. They are going to die before finishing off the cannons. The cannon will get back online and get back to shooting at Larry, who, not feeling so good. As for the Lore Masters, they're whooping on the Demon Slayer. They're whooping on him. I like this color scheme from the High Elves. I wonder what flag this is. Look at the pretty pink princes. I like it. You know what? I'm down. Marked by Ulthar, lowering the armor and missile resistance of Alarielle as she continues to get shot at by the cannons. Archers are in range to try and poke down the Lore Masters of Hoeth. Not that it really is going to matter too much because they're surrounded by Slayers and stuff. Probably the Dwarves are going to be obstructed quite a lot. And those cannons don't miss. they're just messing her up like so bad. Iron Drake's gonna murder the Talons of Torquelada. Still a lot of damage. How much fire resistance they have? 30%. Didn't save them at all from the Iron Drakes. Iron Drakes also have fire resistance, so it's fire archers versus flamethrowers. The Lore Master's still trying to kill the Demon Slayer, fighting back against Giant Slayers as well. Those Rangers did more friendly fire than good damage. Alarielle gets the trees. She'll be safe and fine and stuff. But one of the Lore Masters of Hoeth is about to die. And unfortunately, Glorious Death has popped. These Slayers will take all the damage in the world, but none of their models will die off, meaning this Lore Master is going to be surrounded for the rest of his life. This Lore Master of Hoeth is running away. The other one takes a ton of damage from the Demon Slayer. And that should be GG, as now they're routing. They can't even defend themselves. This archer used all of its ammo. Huh. I felt like it was only a 5-minute game. I didn't even know archers could get through all their ammo in 5 minutes. Normally, I've seen archers run out of ammo in like a, 16-minute game as, oh no. Oh no. The flamethrowers. It's so much damage. Oh, Dragon Prince is going to get a rear charge on the Iron Drakes, but it's a little too late for the archers that got a lot of damage dealt to them. A lot of damage. Do you realize how limited my vocabulary becomes when I can't swear? Do you know how hard it is to describe the amounts of damage coming through for some of these units without saying curse words? Well, look at these Dragon Princes charging in and getting a tummy ache. Oh, wow. And these spearmen over here, they're suffering a splitting migraine at the hands of these dwarves. Dude, it's just so hard. It's so hard not to swear. But there is an elf himself, yes. Tell me more about how hard it is. Yes, Amenaphis. Yes. There are children watching. I didn't do it. I just said it's hard. I didn't say any of the swears. Which actually, I feel like I've been crushing it tonight. Have I sworn once? I don't think I have. That cannon hard carried for Ratty. For Pra 2, Lore Masters did okay. His infantry got nuked. They had a really bad time, as Elven infantry normally does versus blasting charges. And the Dragon Princes were just kind of whatever, unfortunately. Lions did well. You probably just want to cut both these Dragon Princes for 2 more Lions. I mean, hindsight, yay, but Lions are actually decent versus Dwarves, while Dragon Princes just aren't. Golden Floof lurking in the chat. Floof, what are you doing here? What's your angle? Because I feel like you're not usually a chat lurker. You're one of my admins, and you're a bro. And you made a tier list with me once. But you're not usually a lurker. I think this is the last game of someone I haven't seen yet. Though Simplified did send me a replay, and Surprise sent me some replays, so I might have gotten some more since we last did a tally. Hayseed we've seen before, and he's not taking Kolek, but we have not gotten to see Matokne yet. Or Norsca. For Hayseed and his beloved Warriors of Chaos, we have some Chaos Warhounds, Chaos Warriors with Halberds, and Marauders in the front line with 1 Chosen of Khorne, 2 Chosen of Khorne. Holding it down, Archaon the Ever-Chosen, Burning Head, and Flaming Sword of Ruin. On the other side for Norsca, we have a Landed Frostworm, which seems weird. Oh, it's a Chaos Frost Dragon. Never forget, it was Frostworm first. We have Marauder Berserkers for a front line, 2 Javelin Throwers, 1 Marauder Champion in the back, 2 Famir, 1 has Great Weapons, 1 does not, Throg, and a Balefiend of Shadows with, like, all of his spells. Alright. You never take all their spells. You can't use them all in time. Probably take, like, max 2. 2 spells for a caster. Like Melkoths and Pit of Shades, or Enfeebling Foe and Pendulum, something like that. Floof? That's fair. I wish I could play more. I've been so busy, but I'm hoping after all the wedding stuff calms down that I can, like, start actually playing this game again, because I enjoy it so much. As if anybody remembers the new Frostworm with its performance. Fair. Berserkers are about to have the worst fight of their entire lives, as they are taking on Chosen of Khorne, who beat them in every single way. Which they should. They're way more expensive. I'm not saying it's dumb or anything. I'm just saying those Berserkers are going to have a bad time. Marauder Champions getting swarmed by dogs, but the dogs actually go straight through them and run for the Marauder Hunters in the distance was their real target. And now Throg is actually trying to fight Archaon as Fight or Die is popped for both combatants, but Slayer of Kings is on one side, and it's not on the other. Throg will not beat Archaon. Archaon's fire damage also does more versus Throg, and you can see that as our Troll King companion falls below half HP. Famir starting to move up and fight with the Chosen of Khorne, providing armor sundering that the Berserkers could have used, but it's not going to happen as a Burning Head. Beautifully angled to do a lot of damage to both parties, and all of a sudden Throg is already routing. Archaon's probably going to chase him off the map. TBH. Bounce power is only slightly Chaos favored. I would disagree with slightly. This feels like a rout. To be fair, I guess, Marauder Champions with Famir piled on top of them are murking these Marauders and Chaos Warriors with Great Weapons. Chaos Warriors with Halberds. So that's good. Chosen now under attack by the Chaos Frost Dragon. So I guess they're trying to get it back into it, but Throg's gonna die, right? He's shattered, so he's definitely leaving the battlefield. But yes, he is leaving in a coffin. So now Norsca's leadership tanks downwards. All of a sudden their front line is going to start collapsing, and that'll quickly leave just this little pocket of strength as everything else is going to rout off the battlefield. And that is not enough to win, I don't believe, as Marauders get poked a little bit by this Pit of Shades. Look at them go! Oh, I'm getting sucked up! I'm going to go into the portal. No! It hurts so bad! Never mind, I'm fine. They're all fine. They'll just walk away from it. Look at them all walking away from it. Chaos Frost Dragon and Famir reconsidering the pledges they made to help out the Norscan tribes. As the Chosen of Khorne are stuck in here fighting Marauder Champions. Now it doesn't look like these specific Chosen of Khorne are having that good of a time in this battle. I'll give you that one. But Warriors of Chaos in general are coming to back them up. As Archaon sits here and fights double Famir. Cleaving through these weird toad swamp lizards of the north. This stream is a late night treat. Love your content, man. And I love your content, Millennium Balance. You know why? Because this is a family-friendly stream, everybody. Bring your kids. Bring your kids on by to watch the death and destruction of nations. Bring them. It's just a... There were Skull Crushers? There were Skull Crushers in this game. Hayseed, where were they? Hayseed, hey, you answer me. Where were these Skull Crushers all game? Something Pit of Shades joke, yeah. This is doomed for poor Norsca. There's unfortunately no hope as a giant flaming sword appears over their army as... Yeah, I would army loss too. If a giant flaming sword appeared above my head while I was surrounded by Chosen of Khorne, I would give up too. Alright. Archaon did well. Chosen of Khorne, one of them did very well. And then the Skullcrushers existed. They were around. For Matukne, I mean, he needs to take less spells on his caster, but... This was also one of those builds where it just felt like Norsca didn't spend all their money, which I'm pretty sure he did, but... It's one of those builds where you're like, how is that all of your gold? Why is some of Norsca's stuff so expensive and so bad? Okay, let's take a look here at the tournament bracket. Still some games in round 4 to go. Oh, now everybody sends me replays. Now that I'm trying to do stuff, everybody sends me things. Thanks, Hayseed. Thanks, Surprise. I need to remember that some people aren't watching the stream, because when they send me stuff and I just don't answer them ever, they're probably like, okay. I see how it is. Where I am looking at their stuff, it's just I'm talking to them. Okay, so we haven't cast Surprise or Simplified. Is Simp seriously starred out here? Is Simp starred out? Come on! What are we doing as a society? Man can't say Simp anymore. Okay, I scrolled through. I haven't cast any Simplified or any Surprise, so let's just cast Surprise versus Simplified and get it over with. They had 2 games back-to-back. You want to see Greenskins versus Bretonnia or Greenskins versus Tomb Kings? We haven't seen any Tomb Kings today. We haven't seen any Greenskins today, and that's Grimgore. So let's cast the Grimgore game. Yeah! Yeah! Surprise versus Simplified. That's not very family friendly. You're not very family friendly. Should have brought Seafang. Yeah. Stream reported to CA. That's not fair. That's not fair. It's not fair. Okay. Here we go. Here it is. For Surprise versus Simplified, we have some Goblin Wolf Riders in the Vanguard. Savage Orc Boarboy Biggins on both the flanks. And then we have some Stone Trolls in the center. Savage Orc Biggins, and then Savage Orcs for the front line. Leading them is the Savage Orc himself, Grimgore, Ironhide. Never mind, it's ruined. You should have brought Wurzag. Why aren't you bringing Wurzag if you're bringing all Savage Orcs? Whatever, it's Grimgore, I guess. It's fine. Orc Shaman with just Here We Go and Edbutt. And that's it. For the Tomb Kings, we have Skeleton Warriors and Skeleton Spearmen. 2 Shopty Great Bows, the Scream Skull Catapult, the Kepragard, Arc in the Black with Spirit Leech and Fate of Buna, and then some Nekar Horsemen, and Melee Ushopti, who recently got some buffs. Nice charging from the Nekar Horsemen, getting damage onto Savage Orcs off screen because they miss all of the fun action. But these Stone Trolls and Savage Orc Biggins are going to thrash the Ushopti. Ooh, yeah, nope, those are Ushapti need to back up. Savage Orc Biggins with really high weapon strength and good at bonus versus large. Ushapti will not last long with them, especially not supported by infantry. Over here, Nektar Horsemen trying to have the same performance that they did on the other side, but Savage Orcs are still kind of spooky lads if you don't respect them, and the Tomb Kings are not respecting them right now. Screamskull Catapults get rear charged by Goblin Wolf Raiders who get buffed up by a Wa at the best possible moment for themselves so they can finish off the Screamskull Catapults and get that leadership debuff off the field. And the Greenskins are massacring this front line of the Tomb Kings. They are going straight through it. Kepler Guard will hold for a bit longer in the center than the others have done so far. And already one of our Ushapti Great Bows is also getting murked by the Savage Orc Boarboy Biggins. Uncontested on the flanks right now. Tomb King's falling a little bit behind the balance of power. The only thing's going well for them is the Greenskins have suffered some attrition, I guess, but also Grimgor's at half HP. I mean, you could go for the El Clasico undead strategy of kill the Greenskin leadership and then just be spooky and everybody runs away. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. As the Pig Cab are coming for Arkin, and Arkin's on foot. He can't even outrun him. He's like, no! No, please! No! I'm dead! Never mind, I'm not dead. Screw you. I said screw. I said screw. Screw you. Little Edbutt goes through. Little Edbutt goes through. It does 2/3 their HP. What the? What? What is Edbutt good? You can't have a good Edbutt. Stone Troll's off in the distance, vibing as Grimgor continues to fight it out with Ushapti surrounded by Kepler Guard, and he doesn't care. Oh, look at that axe swing. Look at that hack job. Is Spirit Leech the undodgeable, unavoidable spell that it is, doing good damage to the Grimgor. He's getting low on HP. I feel like, are you guys playing on large? Yeah, these players played on large. They didn't play on ultra. That's illegal. You can't. What? You can't. What? What? Normally you play on ultra, but it's not stated anywhere, so fine. Do whatever. Arkin's trying to hold it down. He's casting something. Oh, no, the Greenskins are casting something. They cast Here We Go. Savage Orcs with 80 melee attack, and Savage Orc Biggins with 90. Arkin is doomed. Another Waz popped as these Savage Orcs get 104 melee attack. And they go absolutely nuts. Just beating up Arkin. Caprigard are almost dead. The Ushapti's almost dead. That Ushapti's almost dead. The Tomb Kings have nothing left in the field except for this Ushapti Great Bow, which is safe and sound, firing at something. I don't know what it's shooting at, but it's doing its best. And Arkin uses a skeleton summon just as Army Losses takes him out as a final middle finger to the Greenskins. Like, hey, deal with this. Is Simp censored? Apparently, dude. Because that guy's name is simplified. Gorbad Ironclaw will be fun. I really hope they add Gorfang Rotgut. I don't know what will be special about him, to be honest, but I just really like him in the books. So I just want him to be in the game for my enjoyment. I don't know what he would bring to the game that's different, and I don't know what he would contribute to the game that's fun. Like, he's just an orc war boss. But I like him. He has some campaign mechanics that could be really, really fun, but I don't know what he'd do in multiplayer that would be any different. Because in campaign, he could have a gimmick about trading. Because that was, like, his whole thing is he's the... Sorry, I got a bunch more replays here. I'm making sure I cast all of them at least once. Yes, okay. He was a greenskin that, like, understood commerce and trade. And he held this... he held a important pass for trade for human nations, but he would let them through if they paid a tithe, because he's like, wait, I could raid this and take all the shinies, or I could tax them, and if I don't kill them, more of them will come, and I can keep taxing them and get more money. I like that. So then he just made people pay fines to get through his turf. So, yeah. I mean, you could have some fun campaign mechanics about, like, trying to control a set number of passes, and you just get money from controlling passes. Like, you know those fortresses that the Empire has? Maybe put more of those around the map, and then his goal is to, like, capture them. And he can build special buildings in each one that, like, generate just so much income. That'd be fun. Okay, I can cast whatever now. There's 2 games left in round 4 before I tell the winners to go fight each other. I'm gonna check and see if the winners matter. What? How does Johnny Cash have 4 points when he's still fighting in the final round? That seems weird. I don't like that. Hayseed has 3. Nardu and Pratu. Nardu has 3, so if he wins, that matters. Lyrians has 1. Okay. Somehow Johnny Cash got a 4-0 without even completing his 4th game. That seems kind of weird, but he has won every one so far. So if he wins and then Nardu wins, we'll have a tie for the finals. If they both lose, we'll have a tie. Oh, Mr. Cash lost. So it's all on Nardu. If Nardu beats Pratu, Nardu wins the whole tournament. Capitalist Orc. You matter. Thanks, Meow Meow. I am just curious. Because if we do have a finals, I need to start organizing that. Oh, and it would be so many ties. For my own sanity, I kind of hope Nardu just wins, so I don't have to deal with the tiebreaker. Because if he loses... If he loses, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We would have a 6-way tie if he loses. Oh no! And if he wins, he just wins. Like he would be the only 4-0 and he would win the tournament. Please, Nardu. Please, don't make me go through a 6-person tie. All right. Someone wanted something. Oh yeah, he sent me something that was supposedly a banger, so I'll check it out. Vampire Coast, Jeopardy versus Johnny Cash. That's a cold one, Chariot. I legit don't know if I've ever seen that unit in action. Igor, is there any chance we get a single faction tournament anytime soon? It's possible if people want it. I've just been like super crazy busy. So I had a streak of literally, not joking, literally 3 years of getting a video out every day at 8 a.m. And today I broke that streak. So I've been so busy I haven't even recorded videos, which is crazy for me. So it's been nuts. But I'm hoping to do some more streams and stuff. I've just been crazy busy because like people who have been longtime watchers have heard this spiel before, so I'll keep it short, but I got married, I moved cities, I got a new job, and I've been streaming this game and a DLC came out. And I went to the hospital. And something else happened, but I'm forgetting what it was. Oh yeah, I've run 3 different board game conventions to try and sell my board games. So between my job, this, and then selling board games, so I have like 3 jobs. All that has happened since January. So this year has been wild. I haven't done very much of anything I wanted to do. I have just been doing basic maintenance to keep like the channel alive. And if you're like, this is basic maintenance, you have no idea. You have no idea the plans I have for this channel if I put all my effort into it. But I'm currently just existing as bare minimum as I can to not piss people off. All right. So we do have our winner, just FYI. So I'm going to pause it real quick so people who are done can go to bed if they want to. Nardu with the only 4-0. Sorry. Nardu with the only 4-0 is our winner for tonight. Congratulations to him. A lot of other people got 3-0s, but there is no need for a tiebreaker since he's the only one who was undefeated tonight. All right, let me just give him his role, give him his congratulations, and then, like I said, people who are done playing and want to go to bed can go to bed, and I can keep streaming without checking back on this tournament every so often, right? Okay, finalize tournament. Boom, it's there. Now you have my full attention, my friends. Love your videos and tournaments. I get it. Life gets in the way. Don't forget your hobby, man. Only watch your channel when Dov plays. Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, I got you. Yeah, GG's. All right, let's cast this game. Let's focus up. So we are entering into the late stage of the tournament, which is just, now I just look at the replays and cast any I feel like casting, and then I go to bed. For the Vampire Coast versus Dark Elves, this is our first Dark Elves of the night? I think this is our first Dark Elves of the night. We have some Morngulls, Luther Harkon, a Vampire Fleet Captain of Vampires with their Summon Invocation to Heck. Then we have a double Carronade, Shade Wraith Gunners, Depth Guard with Polearms, some Bombers, one Hand Cannon, and some basic frontline troops. On the other side for the vampire, the anti-vampires, the Dark Elves, we have a Cold One Chariot. Interesting. Dark Riders all over the dang place. A front line of Dread Spears, triple Shades with dual weapons. Those are very good versus the Vampire Coast, so I do like to see them. A War Hydra just to soak damage from these bombardments. With their insane healing, the Hydra will be just fine. Boom, he's fine. And then a Sorceress of Fire with Fireball and Burning Head. Love that. Good suicide dive in from the Dark Riders. This is nice. When you notice that the coast doesn't have any animated hulks or dogs that can really punish you, you can just throw your mass at them and do your best Kislev cosplay and pretend you have By Our Blood. You can see he's taking out a cannon and the Shade Wraith Gunners. That is definitely worth his Dark Riders' lives. And they will die. Those Dark Riders aren't coming out of here alive, but, you know, it's worth it. Luther continues to try to poke the Firecaster. It's meaningful poke. She doesn't have Soul Stealer to heal herself up or anything. In the distance, these Morngulls are just holding down so many Dark Riders. These Shades will be problematic. They're all in range to shoot whatever they want now, and there's nothing to stop them. There's no dogs, and the enemy firepower is currently under duress. As that cannon is going to be the focus fire of 3 Shades. They will not last long. That damage is a little misleading because it's kind of split between the models and the crew, but the next volley should, like, kill them. I think their health will do that thing where it spikes down. For the Vampire Coast, the only thing that is going well is the Supreme Sorceress getting murdered by Luther Harkon. That is a big win, and is the only win they're currently getting. Well, the Shades aren't going to finish off the cannon, though. They actually switch onto the hand cannons. That's fine. You have Dark Riders doing the rest of the work. I suppose that makes sense. Luther is going to chase the Sorceress of Fire off, while the Shade Wraith Gunners also harass her quite a bit. And the hand cannons try and light up the Hydra, but most of their shots miss. That was such a pathetic volley. Too funny. How's that fight in the distance going? As I'll pivot so you can still see what you want to see. But yeah, the Morngulls actually beat up on those Dark Riders. Now the Cold One Chariots came all the way over here to say hello. So the Morngulls have to rejoin this main fight, as Luther is not going to let that Sorceress get away. So the Dark Elves have lost their Lord. The Vampire Coast have lost, honestly, most of their army. How much can Luther really hold it down? Nice Hydra Breath Attack on some Bombers just to help Dread Spears get through this even faster. But there go the Shade Wraith Gunners. Bounce power is spiking back towards the middle despite the loss of their Lord. Just losing all these expensive units of Vampire Coast is a lot for that balance of power to deal with. The Morngul flank is here. His Depth Guard with Polearms are trying to fight Shades. And again, they have hunger, like most things, so they have healing, but only when in melee combat. The Hydra, I mean, we saw how much damage he took in the early game. He's chilling. Hydras have an insane amount of healing, which is, you know, it's their whole brand. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying they do have a lot of healing. Luther still, unfortunately, being forced to chase this lady off. He's out of pistol ammo, so he can't even just, like, count on shooting her while they're flying. So he does have to walk her all the way off, or it was for nothing, which is a brutal loss of the Vampire Coast. That Luther, their full health, very expensive Lord, has to be off in the middle of nowhere doing nothing. So that sucks. Hopefully he gets back to them soon. Morngulls actually tearing through the Shades. I kind of thought the Shades would be okay, but they're taking significant amounts of damage. Depth Guard Polearms have to try and intercept the Dark Riders, and all of a sudden the Dark Elves are behind on balance of power. That is kind of fraudulent for this battle right here, because Luther's like 3,000 gold, and he is all the way across the map. So focusing on what is on your screen right here, 50-50 at best, bad for the Vampire Coast at worst, but balance of power overall is actually favoring the coast by quite a large margin. Depth Guard are about heal capped. Morngul's also actually approaching their heal cap. These ones are just fine. And the Hydra is back at it. He's trying to charge up a breath attack. At who? That did more damage than I expected, but still not a lot. Did you just gaze him to gash him? That didn't do anything. These two just trading little wind spells, and the Hydra's gonna pounce on her. Knocks her away instead of dealing any damage. Luther finishes chasing the enemy lord off the battlefield, though. So that is the leadership debuff the Dark Elves were not hoping to deal with. Shade's starting to rally in the distance. They can come back and start firing. Morngul's going to slowly crumble. I think the Shades should spend their time shooting at the depth guard, as we hope the Hydra can take down the vampire caster lady. Does not seem to be up to the task just yet, as he misses like literally every attack since I've been watching him. Okay, we'll come back to that later. As the Hydra is really not doing great. Dude, just hit her! Just hit her like one time! The Hydra gets another proc of a heal. The Shades showed up and started beating the crap out of her. As the Hydra just does nothing. There, it finally hit her. Okay, I'm focusing. So the Hydra gets a couple of big shots on her, and now the Vampire Coast caster is dead, which is actually a pretty big loss for them. It looks like the Cold One Chariots are also going to start plowing through the depth guard, who were not braced and are kind of spread out, so the Chariots actually get to do chariot things and just go straight through them. Luther is back, finally able to lend his nearly 3,000 gold price point to this fight, but Luther is like, he's not good. He's terrible still. And the main reason is how expensive he is for doing one thing, and the one thing he does is he's kind of okay as a duelist, but there's better duelists like Skarbrand, who's also good at killing everything. So I don't know why you'd want just Luther. But the Hydra's trying to get away from him now, trying to stay on the spear support while the Shades back off and offer a little bit of armor-piercing damage. Morngul's crumbling of their own volition as they try and chase down these Shades, who are just going to stop and fire. Probably smart, since the Morngul's are going to run you down in no time. Get a nice little volley out, a couple hundred HP off the Morngul's before they come belly flopping in. Whee! Bop! Depth guard. Almost dead, almost heal caps too. And I think we're going to get to a late game where it's just Luther sitting on spears and dying. Quick question for the chat. If an auto player in line battle just dropped from the game as they win the balance of power, and the game awards them a win. What do you mean? Are you saying like when army losses hit, someone like leaves the game and denies themselves the victory, or? I'm confused, Steve. You have confused me. In the distance, Chariots getting a lot of damage dealt to them by these Halberds and Morngul's over the course of cycle charging. They're also dealing good damage back. This is quick battles? Yeah, I gathered that much. I'm confused what you mean. Are you wondering why army losses exists? Oh, copy Herder with the Canadian $5. Longtime lurker, longtime lover of content. Hope you and your wife are doing well. We're doing great. We're doing great. We're very busy and stressed, but like, overall good. Luther is doing his best over there. This is doomed. Both of these guys are just going to crumble to death at this point. I don't think they could ever rally on leadership, so I'm going to take them out of my brain and focus on just Luther. His heal cap is in sight, but he did take the Hydra out, who's also heal capped. And no one left for the Dark Elves' ITP. Now, like, there is a world, technically, where Luther terror routes them all into winning, but I doubt it. I'm going to play at ×2 speed as he's about to chase off the Hydra for a while, and the Dark Elves are just going to reform lines, so you're not missing anything. Hydra's dead. Luther's in. Okay. Cool. That's ×2. This is the late game I was worried about for Luther, where now he is just surrounded by spears and has to clear them out, which is not something he does at all well. You can see, look at his HP. He loses 100 every couple of seconds. And he is healing an awful lot. He has the Vampiric Hunger, plus he has regeneration because of his Terrorgeist mount. So he's healing a lot faster than most people would, but that doesn't increase your healing cap. He can still only heal the amount that you can heal, and then he's stuck at the cap he's at. Oh, Steve, no. No. If you're ahead on the balance of power when you quit the game, no, you still lose. There is a thing called army losses, where if the balance of power gets so far away, the game just calls it and forces your army to flee the field and end the game. But that's different. If your opponent quits, then no, they just lose. You can quit while army losses is taking place in your favor and still lose because you left the battle while army losses was taking hold. Yeah. Anyway, you can see the balance of power is still kind of like thinking Luther can do it, but the entire time we've been watching him is just getting trash canned. Nothing has gone his way, and somehow the balance of power is like, no, I think he's got it, as all these spears surround him and beat him up. I'm at times to watch him die, but I think he is decisively doomed. The Shades will probably die because Luther keeps chasing them. The Chariots will probably die, but then he's just going to have to sit in spears like this and lose. Watch how many times the Shades tear. I imagine like 1,000,000. Good win from Jepadu. Good game with Mr. Cash. 2,600 value on that Shade. Actually, the Chariot did well. Unironically well. Hydra also did great. For Mr. Cash, Luther actually almost hit his insane price point. Make him eat my words a bit. Other than that, Orangles did okay. Cannons did okay. Depth Guard did pretty well. Jeez. You just play for fun and on tournaments, forget the ladder for now? Yeah. Well, we have tournaments. We have fun tournaments, too. Like, my new player tournaments are kind of more on the for fun side, but there are some pure for fun tournaments. Like, Lucinia hosts them. Oh, Igor, weren't you asking about single faction tournaments? Every Wednesday, Tequila Sunset hosts a single faction tournament on Conquest, which I don't know if you care, if you're like, Conquest and Lab Battles are totally different, but like, they're pretty much the same thing. So, yeah. You could check those out, for sure. He posts in my Discord all the time, so the same question, if it was you, if I'm remembering right. You know, just keep an eye on the tournaments tab for Tequila Sunset's thing. But yeah, he does single faction tournaments. I'll try and get around to them too, because they are good content. They're nice and easy to run, but like, I've just been busy. Yeah. Bye, Menefis. Okay, let's go through and see if there's anything left we want to cast before the night's out. That is 5 bloated corpses in Queen Bess versus a bunch of infantry. Sure, why not? Jeopardy became a warp fire thrower. Nice. RTK has a new player single faction tournament tomorrow. True. Yeah. So even if I don't provide the single faction tournament stuff you want, there are people out there who are doing really good work that you could go check out their tournaments too. That looks like a very silly build. Well, I appreciate it. I do have to go to bed at some point, so I'm going to skip that one just because it doesn't fill me with joy. That's a Hyro Titan. How can I not cast a Hyro Titan? Okay, fine. I don't really want to cast Bretonnia versus Greenskins. Sorry. It's just, I got to draw a line somewhere. That is another Norsca build versus Dwarfs. Pass. What sucks is I like playing Dwarves. I hate casting Dwarves. I won't like outright veto Dwarves, but it has to be a really inspiring Dwarf game for me to be like, yes, I want to cast this. Because Dwarves are just so slow. They're so slow to die. That's 6 Famir versus the Coast. I already know how this game goes. They're gonna body that Coast build. But my god, man. You can't just take 6 Famir. Like, you can. You didn't break the rules. I shouldn't say you can't, because then people feel like, oh wait, what was wrong? But no, you can't, like, morally, you can't just do that to him. I imagine that's one-sided. We'll see. We'll see if I feel like casting it. I won't delete it, but I won't guarantee it. Haven't seen Mutant Vortex Beast in a while, but I'm gonna pass on that one for now. There's a lot of Coast going around. Navi on the Legion of Asgore. We haven't gotten any Chaos Dwarves yet today, but Unfortunately, I know how double Carronade versus double Deathstreaker goes, and it does not go well for the double Deathstreaker, so I feel like that game would just be quite one-sided. And then Norsca versus Changebringers. Pass on that. So, looks like we have 4 games left for the night. Yeah, 4 games left for the night. Seems good. Let's get whatever this is going. You like my style of casting, Eeyore? Of course, dude. Yeah, for playing in them, I'd recommend those. If you just wanted me to cast a single faction tournament, or you want to play in a tournament I'm hosting and you really only want to play single faction tournaments, I will remember it and I will try and get one out for you. I can't guarantee it'll be like this week. And I know you're not asking for this week. I'm just like answering you, right? Like, you know, I will try and get one out. So keep an eye out for it, but it might be like first week of August type deal. You're not on Discord yet? Okay. I can post it on YouTube. Alrighty, what are we doing? Go to Total Tavern Tournaments page. It's the second one. You'll have sign-up instructions. Oh, you're talking to Igor. Got it. Rip Mammoth game? Yeah. I gotta make the cutoff somewhere. I gotta go to bed at some point, lads. Okie dokie. So what do we have? For the Vampire Coast, 4 Zombiepire Deckhands mobs, a couple Sirens here and there, Queen Bess, 5 Deck Gunners, and then a Polearms Deep Caster with just Vangeists, and 5 Bloated Corpses trying to be scattered throughout the woods. For the Warriors of Chaos, we do have a Doom Knight of Tzeentch. We have some Marauder Horse Masters, some Chaos Knights, Marauders and Chaos Warriors across the entire front line. Sorcerer of Tzeentch of Metal with Skull of Catan and Final Trans, and then Valkyrie the Bloody, currently getting shot in the air by the Deck Gunners. Have we lost a Bloated Corpse yet? No, we have not lost a Bloated Corpse just yet. That's going to be really brutal. Nice 2-for-1 from Queen Bess. Didn't do nearly as much damage as I honestly would have thought. And the Bloated Corpses still just running around being silly. The Deck Gunners really want Valkia. They might want to focus on the infantry instead. Deck Gunners are actually pretty good versus infantry. They're not great versus single entities or Cav. Like, they're okay, but not great. That Bloated Corpse is still alive. Huh. I kind of thought they blew up like when the first missile hit them, but those ones took serious damage. Bloated Corpse is running out towards the Marauders. He's going for it. He better not friendly fire the Sirens, though, because that's not worth it to kill a Marauder. And Queen Bess hates the Mirror Guard. I love how she hasn't switched targets at all. She's like, nah, just the Mirror Guard. Okay. Well, Doom Knights of Tzeentch diving onto the Sirens is a great target for them. Sirens relying heavily on physical resistance since they are ghosts. Doom Knights of Tzeentch, since it's a Tzeentch unit, do magic damage. Valkia is almost dead without even being able to land due to the Deck Gunners, and that Bloated Corpse is dangerously close to Marauder Horsemasters. Just go. Just go. Just body slam them. Go. Go. Realize where they are. No, he's taking javelins in the face. No, Corpsey. He still did do some damage, but he didn't have orders. There's a Skull of Catan Final Transmutation combo onto Queen Bess and Deck Gunners and the Lord. Oh, that is so much damage. Queen Bess dies outright. So now the crew is useless because they don't have a mount to go to. Looks like a Bloated Corpse did hit a Marauder way over there. I'm very scared for the coast, as now Chaos Warriors and Doom Knights are wrecking the Deck Gunners, which will quickly move the balance of power against the Vampire Coast. And the Bloated Corpses have been spotted, they have been tracked, and the Warriors of Chaos are not letting them get anywhere close. What up, Coops? How you doing? Have I sworn yet? I actually think not tonight. I think I got away with it tonight. That didn't cause no fuss. Didn't cause no problems. Ratty saying thanks. You're welcome, dude. I hope you're in the chat, so I don't have to stop and type to you for you to hear that. Vangeist's Revenge coming out. A final desperate hope for the coast to just nuke these Chaos Warriors and Marauder Horsemasters up the hill. And they did for those guys. I mean, there's still a whole bunch of other stuff going on that's not going great for you, but you killed those guys. Bloated Corpse, Valkia lands on him, and even throws down the Demon Shield for maximum disrespect, so even a Bloated Corpse couldn't damage her at all. That's just mean. That's just heartless. You didn't have to do that. And now the deck gunners are getting rolled over by Doom Knights and Marauder Horse Masters. That's what we're waiting for, so we can go to bed. Yeah. I refuse to give in to your demands. You know who we need in chat? This is a 2-for-1, because I do mean this person, but also, that bloated corpse is just crumbling. It's not even getting army lost, it's just crumbling. Its base leadership is too high! Its base leadership's too high, it can't be army lost! Oh my god! He's too powerful. Orioles gets done. Ah, it hurts! It hurts so bad! Oh! Oh! It couldn't be stopped. Army losses just made it mildly crumble. It said no. Oh, my body, it hurts. Look at all the content the new players give you. It's true, dude. New players are the best. And then bloated corpse 2. Okay. All right. I made a note for myself. That was hilarious. Of that bloated corpse. Dwarves and Khorne, Demons of Chaos and Tomb Kings, and then Coast and Norsca. Got it. Let's do... I know we just did a Coast game, but I suspect this one... I'm guessing this one is one-sided, because this build looks so counter to that one. You have missile-resistant monstrous infantry versus a lot of missiles, jav throwers to help clear out the crabs and stuff. I don't know. I think Hayseed's about to do some serious war crimes. For Norsca, no Marauders in the front line, just Famir. We also have a Marauder Chieftain with Fight or Die on horseback, a Firecaster with Burning Head and Flame Sword of Ruin, and then 5 Javelin throwers. So 100%, this guy needs to use Burning Head on the front line spears, the pole arms. There they are. Because then that'll let us Famir get through just fine. But if he uses it on the back line, it's like, oh, but now your Famir have to push through halberds and die. On the other side for the coast, we have Count Noctilus, Melkos Mystifying Miasma, and Invocation Heck. 2 Depth Guard, one of which is the Blood Reaver Depth Guard. Deck Guard, Depth Guard. The other one is just a regular Depth Guard. Some zombies with pole arms, 2 cannons up in the high ground, double deck gunners, double hand gunners, Lamprey's Revenge. Straightforward stuff. The Famir charging in, they do have 45% missile resistance until that they get below half HP, and then they lose 20% of it, so now these guys are more vulnerable, but you can see why he brought them versus Norsca. The missile resistance kind of goes hard. One Famir is off the field, another one is about to lose his extra missile resistance, so he will be, again, more vulnerable. These ones with great weapons get up to Lamps of Edge. Oh, and they give Sundered Armor for the Javelins. I see. So he's going for even more synergy. We need a Burning Head, and we need it quick. Blood Reaver Depth Guard with, Sundered Armor, and then getting pin cushioned by 5 of these Marauder Hunters with Javelins. They just get killed. Oh, no. I didn't think they'd die that fast. That was crazy. All right, we take those. We do need a Burning Headcaster to get up here, though, and help clear out some stuff. As the Marauder Chieftain... looks like he might have overcommitted. That was a bunch of cannons aiming at him. His leadership is faltering. I don't know if he already popped Fight or Die or if he's holding on to it, but he's going to need it if he wants to stay here. And the Fear, they've gotten through the front line okay. But we do really need a Burning Head from the Shaman Sorcerer of Fire. I don't think... he has 0 damage, right? Yeah, he hasn't done anything. Okay. We needed a Burning Head like yesterday. Marauder Hunter's Javelin's all getting messed up. Marauder Chieftain is now routing, and I think Norsca's hopes are doomed. Scotch, I was losing my mind at the almighty bloat. Wouldn't you? Unfortunately, Hayseed forgetting his caster is really messing him up here, because one good Burning Head could have killed both of these units right here, or gone down the line and killed like 3 units in here. But since he didn't, his Familiar got locked down in the front line and just shot forever. Now his caster's coming back, but it's too little too late. And now a Cannonball is probably going to kill his Marauder Chieftain, which will spike all of their leadership down so much that Norsca will probably just army loss. So, a bit of a whoopsie there. From the Seed of Hay. This was not how I thought the game was going to go. I did think it'd be one-sided, but I thought it'd be one-sided in the other direction. Whoops. Burning Head going up the perfect angle at the deck gunners, but it's just not a spell that really kills deck gunners super well. So unfortunately, it's just not going to do much. I'm surprised Army Losses hasn't hit yet. Look at that balance of power, and it's still holding on. There it is. When and where will the CA stream be? July 20th on Total War Official. It's just the, it's the Creative Assembly channel. Return did all the Everchosens and stuff? That one. The biggin. Nice win by Fabrosi. I fumbled bags you wouldn't believe. See? I just like how that's said. I fumbled bags you wouldn't believe. What up, Simplified? Glad you had fun, dude. We have Yashkov and Matokne here. Yeah, we have a new play tournament every week. Every week we switch time zones too. So one's like more EU friendly, one's more NA friendly. So depending on what time zone you're in, every other week should be better for you. What day it's on varies based on my schedule, where it's just like, this week, I have this night off. All right, cool, let's do that night. Or whatever. The European time zone ones are tougher because I have to do it either on a weekend or a Wednesday. Because I work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I work 4 10-hour shifts. So for the European one, it's like, well, I'm only not at work Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday. So it's got to be one of those 3. But the NA ones I can really do any night. All right. Here for Yashkov and Matkone, we have Chaos Furies of Khorne, Fleshhounds of Khorne, Herald of Slaanesh with Rampage and Lash, Demonettes of Slaanesh, a frontline of Nurglings, including the Frolickers Bubonic, Bloodletters of Khorne, a Pink Horror, and a single Soul Grinder of Tzeentch with some Screamers in the back. So a very diverse and spread out demon roster. On the other side, for the Tomb Kings, a much smaller roster here. Skeleton Spearmen and Swordsmen holding up the front line. Some melee Ushopti in the back, 2 Shopti Greatbows, a Bone Giant, Hyro Titan, which recently got buffed, Arc in the black with Spirit Leech and Fate of Yuna, and Soul Blight, and then a Light Caster with Shems and Net. That is 5 spells between 2 casters. You will not have enough Winds of Magic to do all that, sir. Can't do it. But the Hyro Titan's in, and he is a spooky boy. He recently got some buffs, so now he has power recharge rate, spell mastery, and then more bound spells to himself, and he got better attacks, I think. I don't remember if that's true, but I know he got the other stuff. So the Hyro Titan, juiced, getting lots of buffs. It's not enough to save the Ushopti Greatbow, though, who got massacred by the demons. And speaking of massacred, the Tomb King's front line will also be going that way, as Bloodletters and Demonettes should make mincemeat out of Skeleton Spearmen and Warriors. It will not even be close. So the front line is a ticking time bomb of doom. The second Ushopti Greatbow is out of here. It looks like the Bone Giant is also completely surrounded in nonsense and scariness. Soul Grinder of Tzeentch is trying to offer supporting fire, but he's mostly hitting his own troops. Bit of friendly fire there. Shouldn't want to keep doing that. This is a bit too blobbed from the Demons of Chaos. I'm a little worried that they are setting themselves up for disaster. Thankfully, the Tomb Kings don't really have any crazy blob punish spells. Like, there's no Pit of Shades to go right here or something, but still, it is too many units just doing the same task. Yeah, I like where the demons are at right now. Winning the frontline fight quite handedly, got into the back line and shut down all the enemy range so far. I think they're going to struggle a little bit to kill the Hyro Titan, but we'll see. I mean, in the late game, surround him in some bloodletters with buffs from the Herald of Slanesh, and you'll be fine. Bone Giant is just withstanding these Chaos Furies. One of them is a summon, it just gets taken out by the fact that it's a summon running out of time. That Ushapti is real, it's not the summoned Ushapti yet. And as the Spirit Leech on the Herald of Slanesh start taking her down a bit. These Chaos Furies, over-blobbing has not served them at all versus this Bone Giant. They really need to back off and find some other targets, especially focusing down this front line and just like killing it with some rear charges or whatever, and freeing up your Nurglings and Fleshhounds to get up here and help you grind through this stuff, because Furies are just not very good at killing giant single entities like this. It's not their forte. Demonettes, however. Demonettes will do very well in this situation. The Hyrule Titan's trying to clear him out, trying to save his little Lich Priest of Light. I wonder how well that will even do for him. The Herald of Slanesh might want to try and find a way onto Arkan himself. Could be a good way to try and win this matchup. One of the two melee Ushaptis is about to die. The other one has taken decent damage. Now that the Bloodletters are up here instead of dealing with the front line, you can just see that they're doing much better than the Chaos Furies were for that job. Ushapti summon is out. It's harassing some pink horrors for a little bit, while his Soul Grinder, I don't know what he's throwing at this point, but he's doing his darndest to do it. And more demons fade away from Arkan and the Bone Giant. The eye lasers of the Hyrule Titan, peeling for his great lord. Color me concerned, friends. Herald of Slanesh tries to come back, but I saw a Spirit Leech just fading on her, and her HP also indicates. So between Arkan and the Hyrule Titan, she's taking a lot of Spirit Leeches that she doesn't have time for. Soul Grinder's still trying to help snipe out something. It's shooting at the Bone Giant, I suppose. I guess that's fine. I mean, it's one of the three good targets here. What is Arkan using? Is that Libra Mortis? Soul Blight down. Less armor and less weapon strength. Yeah, demons don't like that. They really like their weapon strength. But wow, the Hyrule Titan's actually just gonna clean up the Demons of Chaos like nobody's business, huh? 900 value on him, but he's just holding, standing around, doing his best. Soul Grinder's out of ammo, so it's gonna have to come in and be a melee combatant. And both sides are losing everything that's not a single entity at the moment. Like, these Ushapti are gonna crumble uncontrolled. Skeleton Warriors fade away because they were just a summon. Another Spirit Leech on the Herald of Slanesh, though, and then a Shim's Burning Gaze from the Hyrule Titan. Does a little bit of poke to the pink horrors, but it's pretty underwhelming. Looks like the Bone Giant might die. So too might the Herald. She goes in for a charge onto the Bone Giant, gets stopped on her own troops, and is now just sitting next to the Hyrule Titan. Wants to get out of there. Takes one shot from him and she will die, but next time Arkan has a Spirit Leech up, she's gonna die. So it's a bit doomed. In the end, it looks like the demons will lose, leaving only Arkan and a Hyrule Titan on the field as far as like effective combatants goes. If everything was unbreakable, the demons could pretty easily kill that Skeleton Spearman, but the big single entities will kill them off. Pink Horrors shooting at the Hyrule Titan. I never thought I would say this. Since the Tomb Kings were released in Warhammer 2, I never thought I'd say, I don't think you have anything that can beat the Hyrule Titan. That's a brand new sentence we're saying today. Army losses takes him out. And GG to the buffed up boy. On to our last game of the night. Just checking out the demon's value. Soul Grinder was really the only one that stood out. On the other side, Arkan did well. Ushapti, ooh, the melee Ushapti did very, very nicely. Bone Giant didn't have much to do. He just got swarmed right away and then had to just walk around all game. Okay, Hayseed versus Surprise will be our final thing of the night. And you might notice that I have a whole bunch of replays that all say the same thing. Below them are some spoilers for tomorrow's stream. One of our best of 5 series could not be played live, so I'll be casting that as a replay with Tequila Sunset. We have Alfredino versus Berserk is live, and the other one, I believe it's Tim versus the Gentle Rat. They couldn't be live. One of them was out of town, so it's a replay. But if you saw it, you'd be like, it goes all 5 games, or it goes 4 games, or it goes 3 games. So I made a bunch of fake replays to just buffer that out. Worst professor? I don't think you should lose those games. All right, what do we got? Khorne and Dwarves. Looks like Bloodletters. Bloodletter spam versus Doomseekers. For Hayseed versus Surprise. Hayseed's side, we have the Herald of Khorne on his Blood Shrine, providing all of the buffs in the world to support his little troopy troops. And then Bloodletters and Exalted Bloodletters of Khorne, including the Hellforged Host. We do have a Cultist with just his Gate summon for more Bloodletters, and then 4 Chaos Furies. On the side of the Dwarves, we have double cannons to harass his foes, Ungrim Iron Fist, and a Runesmith. The Runesmith has Rune of Wrath and Ruin, Rune of Negation, and Hammer of Characterized, while Ungrim has just all of his dueling stuff. So we can do lots of damage. We have the Grim Delvers, Thunderer ROR. I honestly forget what makes them special at all. Oh, okay, they're just Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses. Got it. 2 Doomseekers, some other Slayers, Dwarf Warriors in the front line, and Miners of Blasting Charges. Cool, cool. Looks like the Furies are going to have to commit or die, because those Grim Delvers aren't messing around. In come the Furies. Some of them are going for the cannons, other ones are going for the Grim Delvers themselves. Ooh, good sandwich on them. That's going to do a lot of damage. Regardless of their strong melee stats, I mean, getting rear charged by Chaos Furies of Khorne is going to be a bad time. Bloodletters of Khorne taking a Miners of Blasting Charge volley. They are not enjoying it. And that Rune of Wrath and Ruin massacred the Furies. So Khorne is really off to a bad start this game. Even the cannons are doing good work on the Hellforged Host. Wow. Okay, it's a tough time. Can Khorne rally? Let's find out. One cannon is offline. The Grim Delvers are fine. The other cannon is fine. So it took 4 Furies to take down 1 cannon, which is not a good value trade, unfortunately. What is going to be great is Bloodletters of any kind versus Dwarves of any kind. Slayers also losing to these Bloodletters of Khorne, and the Motorbike of Doom is here to push just easily through. Give them more stats if they even needed it, but already the Bloodletters were just outclassing the Miners severely. Which, like, you would hope. You would hope Bloodletters beat basic Miners. Come on now. Get real. Get real! 1 cannon still up. Grim Delvers still running away from Furies. And wow. Doomseeker's having a bad go of it. Already down to half HP and falling, fighting these Bloodletters. I guess their magic damage and high stats, but their armor piercing is wasted, I guess. But still, the Bloodletters are doing just so great into them. As long as the Herald doesn't die to Ungrim, that'll be fine. Bloodletter frontline continues to cruise through. The second cannon is down. The Grim Delvers die to the Furies just before the Doomseekers can take them out, and all of a sudden the Dwarves are heavily on the back foot. Slayers, Doomseekers, and then Ungrim. That's all that's left. Meanwhile, Khorne, whole bunch of Bloodletters. Like, just a whole bunch. What are these guys doing? The Exalted Bloodletters have 52 melee attack. Now it's up to 60. Now it's down to 52. So it goes up and down, but even they can get through Ungrim pretty quickly. That was a Sword of Khorne in the background. I saw it. Hit the Doomseekers. Did a decent amount of damage, but now they're Whirlwind of Deathing? I haven't seen a Whirlwind of Death. I guess I still won't. Because it takes them forever to charge it up and it's already over. With a nearly full health well, not nearly full health, but above half health Exalted Bloodletter coming to fight these Doomseekers, they're gonna die. These Slayers look like they'll beat those Bloodletters, but they're not gonna come out of it exactly looking pretty. Runesmith is about to die as I accidentally go underneath the map. And the Herald of Khorne just gonna facilitate that death and get away, but good charge from Khorne. Got through him. Got a quick W on the board. Though the Dwarves will fight to the end. The only thing that even can army loss is the Runesmith and the Grim Delvers, both of which are pretty much dead anyway. Ungrim and the other Slayers will fight to the end, no matter what. Can't army loss them. There's army losses. So those guys are leaving. Ungrim is having just the worst day of his entire life. He's not even dying gloriously, he's just dying to random minor demons and a cultist. 22 HP, 0. He is dead and gone. And Exalted Bloodletters are fighting the last of these Doomseekers. To wrap up our stream for the evening. Times 2 speed as we watch Slayers die. dun 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 times 4. Dun 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 dun. That's a lot of blood letters. Dun 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 dun. Hold it. Surprise, you're not ready for this build at all? It's hard to be ready for a hayseed build. You never know what he's going to throw at you. Usually it's wild stuff. Alright, in 12 hours I'll be streaming again with Tequila Sunset. We'll be watching Alfredino versus Berserk, best of 5 live, and after that we'll cast Tim the Wilder versus Gentle Rats replays, however many games long that replay cast is. Sunday we'll be live at the same time as we were Saturday with Tactical Itch to watch Sippa versus Stingers and Segos versus Sir Groot. I believe Segos versus Sir Groot will be live, and then Sippa versus Stingers, again, one of the players is not here this weekend, so that one will be a replay. So both days you have a live best of 5 and a replay best of 5. The finals on CA's channel, Total War Official, July 20th. All 3 best of 5s will be live. It was mandated that they be live, otherwise the players should have dropped out by now. We did have players drop out that couldn't be there on July 20th, so. Yes. Goodbye, everybody. And goodbye, hot fiery potato.